There's a car on the grid.
On our grid? Ginetta?
No.
Audi?
No.
Lambo?
No.
Oh, so it's not necessarily Pro-Am?
No, it's not in Pro-Am, but the car's in Pro.
What cars are in Pro that's not in Pro-Am?
Think about it. What car would do shit round here?
So it's in Pro?
Yep.
I'm trying to think who's in Pro in a shit car now. That's not Audi. Oh, fuck, I don't know. Who else is in what shitty car? Unless you're classing the Merc as shit.
No.
Oh, fuck, I don't know. Oh, fuck.
You giving?
Lamborghini?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Lamborghini's in Pro-Am, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it is. So's the Merc. It's not in...
It's the Ferrari.
Oh, shit, the Ferrari. Yeah. Mike's in it.
Mike's in it, yes.
Shit, yeah, I forgot about the Ferrari.
Holds the record around Daytona in real life.
Well, I wouldn't have said that. You ought to tell that Mike. You ought to tell that Mike tomorrow.
He'll get well excited, won't he?
Yeah.
If he can match his if he can match the actual record, then that'd be impressive.
Well, they get all excited until he knows it's fucking thunderstorms, and they'll be like,
the track was built in 1959. NASCAR blah blah blah. Lights were installed around the 1998. Fucking hell, that late?
What, for floodlights?
Yeah.
That seems very late for floodlights.
On January 22nd, 4 speedway renovations on July 5th, ground was broken on Daytona, rising to remove back stretches seating to develop the revelations of the design builder by blah company partnership with Rostia, whatever that says, architectures. The project was completed by blah and a cost of 400 million US dollars. Fuck. To put an extra seating. Fucking hell.
Jesus Christ.
To put extra seating in this place. Construction cost of this track.
Yeah.
Not of the seating, just the track.
Yeah.
3 million US dollars.
To complete the whole, what, for the whole track?
Just the track, yeah.
Jeez, that's without the grandstands or anything. Fucking hell.
I think that's the original layout. Where it was just the oval. Yeah.
Shit.
The oval turns has a 31-degree angle. You've gone muted. I don't know if you've gone muted on purpose.
So when was the road course designed then?
You're a bit laggy, mate.
Yeah, I just went for a wee.
Oh.
So when was the road course?
The original?
Yeah.
Well, the oval was made 1959. The sports car layout, which is the infield,
Yeah.
was 1985 and has been used since the present day. Which is
enough.
also 3.56 miles long and it has 12 corners. The oval angle has a angle banking of 31 degrees. Capacity can hold up to 100,000 to 165,000. It's located Daytona Beach, Florida, and its most famous event is the Daytona 500 NASCAR.
Fair enough.
Obviously also holds the 24-hour of Daytona.
Yep.
50 miles north of Orlando, 1998 lights was put in. That's mad.
That's
That is mad.
That seems so late. 1998.
That's what it says.
So lights haven't even been in for 30 years there yet.
Nah.
That's crazy.
What other fun facts can I find about Daytona?
Right, I'm just holding off because Holty and Little each. I'm going to start in a moment.
Renovations.
Renovations.
Yeah, is that right?
I think so, yeah. Sounds
cost? Renovational cost was $400 million US dollars. I'm going to say that that's what it costs. Fucking.
Yeah.
Owner is Daytona Beach Racing, and its operator is NASCAR. Oh. According to an average friend score, the name of the Daytona International Speedway's nickname is the World Center of Racing.
All right. So Holty's coming in a moment. Where's Stealth? Let me message Welsh here.
He tends to be quite late though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does tend to come late because of work, I think. Right, fuck it, let's get going. Right, that's a good stream, best luck.
And you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport here for our regular track Daytona Road Course. It is back, and we are so glad to have it back on the calendar with us. I'm Matthew Duffin, joined in the commentary box by my partner in crime on a Wednesday night, Dan Davis. Dan, how are you this evening?
I am very well, thank you, Matthew, and looking forward to tonight's racing because already we can see some dramatic scenes here at Daytona, and yeah, looking forward to an exciting night's worth of racing for sure.
Yeah, the weather is horrendous for tonight. In fact, for the rest of this week, it is very, very torrential as going into tomorrow night's Pro. Thunderstorms are forecast, and as we saw back at Kota, Dan, it provides a lot of drama when we've got a thunderstorm. But here at Daytona, what will that drama be? You used to see in this track as a night race. It is only an evening race for this one, so a bit of an earlier schedule for the drivers, as that is Shane, the first man, who sounds like he's on his way out the pit lane here then, and we'll see who's going to do what. And Dan, in these conditions, it is all about who has the laps under their belt. Track knowledge and where the puddles form on the game is going to be the key tonight, isn't it?
Definitely so. Advantages go out the window here, especially with wet weather conditions, and think that for Mercedes' advantage of a straight line speed will go right out the window. And it's not the first time we've raced here at Daytona in the wet. A very famous race from Gary 131 and his brother Little Leach as well. Both of them putting out a fantastic strategy, I believe, in season one. The first time I got a proper telling off for cheating. But a famous time when Gary decided to start on wets with his brother as well, and he went on to win the race as well, and what a gamble that came out to be. But nonetheless, that was a time when we didn't go by live weather. Everyone kind of knew what the weather was doing because Pro-Am and Pro were the same, but with the random weather we have here, You just don't know. And Shane already out there testing the conditions. And the other thing they've got to worry about is the banking. How much water is the banking going to hold at the lower end?
Well, Dan, I can actually tell you, from experiencing a bit of testing this week, not a lot. The key parts are actually coming onto the oval and the bus stop chicane and turn 1 are the real 3 highlight parts for puddles and drama around this circuit. So keep your eyes out for them. As you can just see, look how wet it is already in practice. And as we head into the bus stop chicane, we are expecting a few more drivers. Don't worry, we're not short tonight. Shane comes in and just very, very easy. Look at the puddles through the bus stop chicane. Horrendous. All the way through there. And Shane actually did that very well.
And stayed within track limits as well. Very difficult to stay within track limits here with the bus stop, but with these wet conditions, I'm pretty sure everybody will be pretty much tiptoeing their way around. And like I said, wet weather for me, I absolutely love rain because it's such an equalizer. No matter what car you're in, no matter what situation or track, the rain always brings a different level to racing here, and it's going to do so here at Daytona. And Shane comes to turn 1, and we're going to see how horrendously wet it is down here. Just look at the puddles all over the shot. And Shane, once again, handling them very, very well there.
He is indeed. It's out to turn 1. You just get a few puddles through this little section that might form later on, and then you are pretty much fine on the infield part of the track. The only other puddle you will notice is coming up to this quick left-hander, which, if you remember going back a couple of seasons, Dan Fury round the outside of Andy at this part of the track, a fantastic view, at this part of the track. There's a little puddle on the curb. It doesn't seem to affect the car, though, if you can get it right. And then through this part, this one for me, bar the bus stop, is the real key one. Because the natural racing line here wants you to pull you to the right-hand side of the circuit. Yeah. But look at what forms on the racing line. 3 or 4 great big puddles that get bigger. And then puddles on the outside of this part of the track. So this corner, as Shane did there, stayed to the left-hand side, really was sort of the key line for tonight and in this one.
Yeah, definitely so. And Shane showing there beautifully all the sketchy areas of this circuit, and he looks like he's in a good opportunity. He's got some good points here. Dean looks like he's got a little bit of damage already, so he looks like he's had a little bit off. I honestly think these Mercedes boys, with their advantage, with the straight line speed, has gone right out the window. It's all about who can stay on track, and I think, to be honest, the Lamborghini and possibly the Ginetta could be in a good chance here to score some points as well.
Yeah, I think the Audi as well could be a good shout. The Mercedes, Dan, we always say this when we come to Daytona, the Mercedes has such a dominant car here. That is right out the window, though, tonight, isn't it? The weather really throws it into an open field sort of state of players. Look at JM Grill just struggle through the bus stop. It really is, Dan, an open playbook, and anybody can do it.
You see that, Leon Fernie, just a little bit of moment as well. We've got to keep an eye out for this man as well. Lucas Roth just has a spin as well. His wheel is, he hasn't really tested his wheel. He's been a busy boy this week and has not been able to see if the car wheel is running properly. But there, Shane setting in a lap time of a 54.4 there. And I reckon that was a nice steady lap from himself.
Nice steady lap, and you want to be in the low 50s. That's where the times are, Dan, in testing myself earlier in this week in similar conditions ready for tomorrow night. The low 50s are where you want to be. So a 54 is not a bad start for Shane in these conditions, as Leon Fernie's a 57 and Dean Wysocki is spinning himself right round, baby, as Kelly would say. Championship standings, though, Dan. Several drivers can't win the championship, and more are dropping out each week as that Bozzy Boy comes through and hits a big puddle. We've got Little Leach in, and I do believe Holty joined the session as well. No Smithy this week. He is down in your end. I believe he's at Newquay in Cornwall. So here you'll hopefully be watching on from there. But the championship standings are like this. Listman Little Leach has a 47-point lead over Lucas Roth, as DJ Fuller's got himself in as well. 47 points, and Stealth Sloth is in, so they're all turning up now in their numbers. So Little Leach, 47-point lead over Lucas Roth in the current championship. JM Grill, 55 points behind. What a season he's had currently in that third place. Ukbar, 74 points behind. Every time Ukbar seems to have a good week, he follows it up with a bit of a bad week, and he just wants to get that consistency ironed out. Holty's in 5th place now ahead of Bryn, 97 points behind. Bryn down to 6th, just started to struggle a little bit this back half of the season. Not feeling great this week as well, so hopefully that'll help Bryn out Hopefully, Bryn will be able to manage with that one. With him not feeling too great, hopefully he'll be able to score some good points. Welshie then on the back of him on 173. He's 5 points behind him. Dean Wisocki 8th on 151. He'll be looking to close the gap to the cars in front. Smithy down in 9th. Can mathematically still win the title, but after tonight with him not being here, cannot. Self-Soft DJ fell tied on 119 points. And Dan, Shane come in at Cota pretty much the midway point of the season. Barely scored a point because he was learning the game then. He's 19 points behind DJ Phil and Self-Sloth already. What a season he has had, as he's gone even quicker. That Bozzy Boy on 75 and Leon Furniss on minus 14. And in the Constructors' Championship, Pick and Mix Motorsport lead Teletubby Motorsport by 1 point. But with no Smithy, could that help Teletubby Motorsport getting that Constructors lead back? Terminal Velocity Racing are 90 points behind. My Mate Racing are 119 behind with MC Motorsport and Super Crash Bros. Still mathematically in for this championship, getting quicker. My Mate cannot win the championship now. As Keegs then goes across the line in a 156, Dan, the wetter this session gets, the slower these times are going to be. So qualifying could be an interesting one.
Oh, Shane just had a moment there. I think he's touched upon it as well. And it's just getting darker again, obviously with the light as well. We're in an evening race here. It's currently 6 o'clock.
5
o'clock in, I looked at the race time. It's currently 5 o'clock in Daytona. So it's just going to get darker and darker as the night goes on. There's a flash of lightning as well. That's very dramatic. Jam Girl comes to that part.
Oh, and then you see... yes.
He's got off.
Look at that, and that, Dan, is why I highlight that part of the track as one of the key points for this race. Look at onboard Keegs, that is either Self-Soft or Welshie in front of him, and look at the Lamborghini in front staying left. Keegs sort of in the middle, just avoiding them puddles, but maybe clipping one actually at the end there that you can't really see. We used to run in Daytona, Dan, where you can't really see the puddles in the night time. You can see them a bit more clear here. And I tell you what I found in pre-season testing, when we came to this track and tested, and we tested clear conditions, because at the time we didn't know what the conditions would be. Race 1, hard tyre, good track temperature. Race 2, because it would be more in the evening, was actually a lot cooler. But that, again, goes out the window for tonight's conditions, as that Bozzy Boy does a 52.4. So that's a good lap from Bozzy Boy and Shane at the moment. Clearly, the two that are well in front of the field.
Yeah, definitely so. I think Shane's definitely got a good setup here. He knows what the conditions are like, and he looks consistent. A lot of these drivers are going to have to start producing some old karting lines. Most drivers who come up through the lower ranks will learn how to go-kart, and I learned a very hard way of joining a kid karting session and got my ass well and truly kicked by a bunch of 12-year-olds who was just taking the outside line all the time, where the marbles are, but in the wet, it actually provides grip. So I don't know how realistic it is on Project Cars. I don't think it is, but you won't lose as much time on the outside as Dean still stays in 8th place position, just struggling a little bit here in the wet conditions. But possibly outside lines and racing lines is what you're going to be looking for, as Welshie and Lucas Roth very close together there. And
they are indeed.
Father and son are following each other around. Do you want to know some facts about this track, Matthew? I've been doing my little investigations on circuits once again.
Yes, let's get some facts. But before we get to the facts, guys, girls, hit that thumbs up button, 18 of you watching at the moment. Subscribe to the channel if you are new and hit that bell to be notified. Poll up for the qualifying in a minute. 4 votes going the way of Lucas Roth, who will take pole position. That will close halfway through the qualifying session. Let's not forget this is free practice. Dan, what have you got?
Well, obviously Daytona, we are located in Daytona Beach in Florida. We're currently 50 miles north of Orlando, and this circuit has been open since 1959 with the oval, but the sports section has only been open since 1985 to the present day. A capacity of 100,000 to 165,000 here, and it's obviously its most famous event here is the Daytona 500, which is NASCAR, and it's actually owned by NASCAR, this circuit as well. 3.56 miles long, with a couple of 12 corners in total, and the oval itself is 31 degrees banking. Current lap record is actually held by Alex Palou, an IndyCar driver, and he did it in a 1 minute 33.7 in a Cadillac DPI VR 2022 LMP endurance car. And the current record for the GT3s is a car that you would not expect to be the fastest around here. And I think Mike won't believe me when I say this, but it's the Ferrari 488, GT3 with a lap time of a 1:44.5. The one that me and Fury struggled to get it to go past here. And I think Mike and Monkey Boy are going to be in the very same boat as well.
I think you might be right. There is Keegs and Welsh at turn 2 both missed the braking or hit a puddle and went straight on. Qualifying bans for tonight. That Buzzy Boy and Bryn will both have to start at the back of the pack. But given the conditions, Dan, that might not be the worst thing in the world. As we're back at Daytona, obviously we had Texas on the grid last year. What do we have at Daytona at the start? It's a rolling one. What does it normally cause? Plenty of drama at turn 1. So for that Buzzy Boy and Bryn, starting at the back of the pack might not be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, definitely not. Other facts that I forgot to mention as well. Matt, your favourite one is that lights weren't installed to this circuit until 1998.
Yeah, so I can't get over that.
The oval was completely dark before.
So my sister was born in 99. She's 22 years old. Mm-hmm. The lights was installed a year before her, making them 23 years old. If I've got that right, if I haven't, tell me the math. But I'm saying the lights are 23 years old. That just seems bonkers. Like, I don't know. I can't get my head around that one. That seems crazy that they're that young, that the lights wasn't brought into the track before then.
Yeah, it is a mad one. Also, the circuit is it's cost them $400 million to build this facility over the years. And due to the fans, this is named the World Centre of Racing. And 3 drivers ever in the world of history have won the Daytona 500 and won the 24-hour. And those 3 drivers are Jamie McMurray, Mario Andretti, and AJ Foyt, who are the only 3 drivers to ever win the Daytona 500 and the 24-hour.
And do you know what car won the last 24-hour of Daytona?
Not a good one, I know that.
It was an Acura, and I believe the Americans call them DPIs, which is basically their LMP class. I do believe that's what they call them. It was an Acura Cadillac. I thought it was the Acura that won it in Helio.
The Cadillac holds the records in the hands of Alex Palou, but won by an Acura.
Yeah, won by an Acura, and it was Helio Castroneves, the IndyCar driver, who won it. Speaking of Palou, while we're on to him, did you see the news earlier today?
No.
Signed for McLaren for next year.
For next year?
I'm sure it said for next year. I don't know if it's McLaren F1, but Colton Herta as well this week, testing in the McLaren F1 car, I believe at Algarve. They're testing out this week. So, you know, a few IndyCar drivers getting in their McLaren seats and having a go.
I arguably say this is going to mix the... I hope 21 people are currently watching, and I hope they get their opinions on this as well. Matt, you might disagree with me on this, but I think IndyCar drivers are better than F1 drivers, personally.
I know one man that would disagree with you on it, and he's currently sat P1.
Is it this man by any chance?
Just a slight inkling that he might disagree with on that one. I don't know. I could see your argument for that.
The thing with F1 cars, they have power steering. They have a lot of aids to help the cars. There's a lot of electronical aids to help them drive. Also, they don't have ovals to deal with. While on the other hand, IndyCar drivers have no power steering. They're all pretty much identical cars.
Yep. Same chassis. I think the only thing different in them is Honda or Chevrolet, isn't it? That is the only difference.
And also liveries. So I think as well, some of the circuits that they race at, the likes of, this one, for example, but the Oval is a difficult circuit that they race at. Also, the Indianapolis 500 and so many other events that they go to. Road America, Long Beach. Sonoma,
Watkins,
Laguna Seca, Watkins, those circuits we've driven ourselves here at Watkins Glen. All the American circuits just seem to be absolutely gnarly and ridiculous.
And there's so many people here at Simplay Motorsport that want more American tracks on the calendar because of the fact they're more fun to drive and more entertaining to stream. PM Motorsport in the chat saying it is the last year of the DPIs. Next year they're using the LMDH because I do believe, and this was from Mazda, that with all Peugeot and Ferrari and everybody coming into Le Mans, the Americans are coming over. We obviously had Corvette this year at Le Mans, didn't we? We had Cadillac this year, at Le Mans. And I do believe that the likes of Acura are bringing like an LMP car over to compete at Le Mans.
Well, yeah, obviously the biggest thing here for us at Daytona is the fact that we run a 24-hour race as well with LMPs, and obviously this is one of their big events here at Daytona. So the likes of Cadillac and Acura are interesting now. to get involved. And obviously Acura being obviously the American version of Honda, they'll want to try and stop Toyota's reign at Le Mans.
Yeah, and do you know what? This could make world endurance a lot more interesting instead of just having Toyota dominate it by all these different manufacturers coming in. Yeah, it's brilliant news. Speaking of our 24-hour Daytona, we have to have, every time we come here, you've got to give a massive shout out to Mazda. And if you didn't see it, it was, this is going back some time now, about 2 years ago, or coming up to 2 years ago, Mazda we did a 24-hour race around here in which you was part of it. You won the GTE class. Mazda won the entire race but did every single hour in the car. The only time he got out for a wee was when he pitted to make a pit stop. He didn't put the AI in, he did nothing and won the race. And, a bit of a shout out to Champ, who pushed him hard all the way. And it was a game of chicken. Whoever went to bed first lost the race, pretty much, because the AI would have lost them the race. And Mazda did every hour of that race. And you have to have a shout out every time, as Shane is finding more time out there. And the top three separated by 0.8 of a second. So not bad from Shane Uckbar and that Bozzy boy, who really has a handle on his Mercedes-Benz out there at the moment.
Yeah, but the problem is, has he set that lap time earlier on in the session? Is he now struggling to find that time? Now it's getting wetter and wetter. Shane, by the looks of things, is the only one who seems to be finding more time. But another thing that I mentioned about the 24-hour Daytona was the first time I gave Rabbit Joe a good run for his money, and it really kind of set me a bar with Rabbit Joe and all that lot. But if you end up watching the stream back about, 18 hours into it, I think it's
part 4 of the stream, the final couple of hours of part 4.
You might just hear me nodding off.
Dan didn't do what he managed to do at the Nordschleife 24, which was stay awake. Dan fell asleep and was snoring. Had his headset round his neck, I do believe, and full-on snoring down the headset.
I made the poor mistake. What time did we start? We started at 8, the usual
8 p.m.,
time, didn't we? So we started at 8. I think I did a 5-hour stint to start and went to bed, and then got up 7 in the morning to make sure that everything was still running and working. And I think about 3 in the afternoon, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have a lie, sit on my bed, just have a chill minute, speak to the boys. Next thing you know,
it was very funny. It was very, very funny, and good memories. And obviously we've done many 24-hour events here. The second one obviously was for the cancer research money, which we raised. You guys raised over £1,000 and was fantastic to do. And there might be ones coming in the future. Maybe not in the summer when people want to go out, but maybe in the winter times we might get another 24-hour race coming. And you guys are amazing. For that one evening, though, to Peaceful Step, PM Motorsport, Mother Davis in the chat at the moment. That's all I can see in the chat. But there is 18 of you there. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And down at the minute, the vote of the poll is going the way of Lucas Roth for 50%, 17% that Bozzy boy, and 33% to Shane. No votes for Dean Wasocki in this one. Dean struggling down in P9. Lucas Roth up into 4th and on the back of Shane. So Keegs has managed to find some time. As Little Each now pumps in a time good enough for 2nd place. And that really is an outstanding achievement. He will get one more lap in. Drivers are coming to the end of their runs. Those coming through into the bus stop chicane, as Little Each there had a big moment.
He had a very big moment through turn 1 there. And I used to just follow his Porsche around for ages and get sick of the sight of it, to be honest. I don't know what it is about the Leach boys here. They always seem to be very, very good, especially Gary.
Yeah. And that you mentioned it earlier, the strategy they played where Little Each won the race was absolutely blistering from them, and it really was good. Here is Bozzy Boy and DJ Phil. I think the last two on a flying lap. So the one in front is going to be Bozzy Boy to finish his time first. Does he improve? And he's got some good laps under his belt, ready to learn the conditions a bit more, and doesn't improve on his current lap time. DJ Phil down in 11th, 4.8 seconds off the back at this moment in time in the Ginetta, which in the dry would have been the slowest car out there. Stealth Sloth is the next man to improve. He's 2.9 seconds up, so could find a lot of time. And really, you'd say, Dan, that these are the worst of the conditions. You're not going to improve from this position.
Not necessarily, no. But it's learning the conditions. It's learning where the puddles are. It's learning where you could get caught out, what the car's doing, any situation like that. What is going to happen here? As Stealth Sloth does improve on his lap time, he's getting slowly into that window. And that's why some of these guys, I was shocked they was constantly going in and out of the pits. If it was me, I would load the car up with some fuel, stick the wets on, test the session, do at least half the session out on track, make a few tweaks to adjust the car to fit for the wet conditions, and then get going again once you are a little
especially if you've not tested much in the week. You'd want to make sure that within this 20 minutes, you look at Bryn, not been out on track yet. Now, obviously, Bryn a bit under the weather, so maybe just saving himself for the race. But you'd want to make sure, like you say, you'd get the 20 minutes where you're majority on the track than in the pit lane. But other drivers have chose to do it a different way, and that's what they want to do. Lucas Rothen will come to the line now, and what is his pace going to be? Any improvement on his time? He's currently down in 5th, 8 tenths off the back of that Bozzy boy, and he didn't improve there at all. So the practice session is over. And Dan, your tip for pole position as we go into this race?
Do you know what? He's improving each week. I'm going to go Shane.
I'm going to go with that Bozzy boy, because that lap was a good lap. Oh, no, he can't qualify. No, you're right. Bozzy boy can't qualify. I'm going to go Little Leach then, because that lap was impressive late on. Bozzy boy and Bryn cannot qualify, and I think it is about, well, I think it's about who gets out there earlier will get on pole position. That's not always the case. I have put that Bozzy boy as well on the pole position poll, and he can't qualify. So whoever's voted for that Bozzy boy may want to undo their vote and give it to Lucas Roth, Dean Wysocki or Shane.
I don't think you can undo your vote.
Well then, whoever's voted for that Bozzy boy, I apologise. Comment if you did vote for him, and I will change that vote for you, because him and Bryn cannot qualify, which will make Bozzy boy, I think, start 13th because he's behind Bryn on the current standings, which as well will affect both of their average qualifying. And for Bryn in Q1 he averages P8, but with no, he doesn't average P8. Yes, he does average P8. I just pressed on the wrong one there. With that, he's going to be starting 12th place. That doesn't change his average of P8. For that Bozzy boy, it's an average in Q1 of 4th place. That may change, and it does. It drops him down to an average of 6th in Q1. The best average this season is actually P3 of Little Leach.
I thought it would be Little Leach, as a few of the drivers are now starting to come out the pits, and the leading two are the Welshie pairing of Lucas Roth and Welshie himself, and father and son out on track together, and you have to be out on track now. Yeah. This is the best conditions. You will not get any better than this. Throughout the rest of the session, it will just get wetter and wetter. If I was one of these drivers now, I'd be on track. Get at least a banker on the board. That's which is relatively good.
A big surprise to see that DJ Phil's only just come out the pits and Leon Fernie's only just coming down the pits. So a big surprise to see these two not getting out as early as possible and wanting to get on with this.
Yeah, it's just sensible driving, isn't it? You just know it's wet. Ugbar's gone back to the pits. Dean's gone back to the pits. And also Little Leach. These guys have all gone back to the pits. And they're losing the best of the conditions. It's a long pit lane as well, which also the pit lane, if they've not practiced it, is very, very easy to either disqualify or get a penalty. As Lucas Roth now goes into turn 1, and he goes very, very wide.
And there's a lot of puddles down on the pit exit. I span in practice in pit exit. And that, because the wall is so tight there, look how narrow it is as the camera pans out, that could cause you some damage. This man then, and Lucas Roth and Welshie, although they went a little deep at turn 1, is sitting in the box seat for the chance of being on that pole position in front of the grid. For Shane, he only averages P7. He's got a Q1 best to second place. Can he go one further tonight? The other drivers out there, like Little Leach, Dan, what's the worst average qualifying, would you say?
9th.
11th. And that goes the way of Stealth Sloth and Shenron, but obviously Shenron isn't here anymore. So it is just Stealth Sloth with the worst average qualifying. Smithy and Leon Fernie have an average qualifying of 10th place as Shane goes into turn 1. And that wide line seems to be the way to take turn 1 tonight, because there's a lot of puddles forming on the inside. The other thing to note, Dan, about all them drivers that pitted a minute ago, if they get a fast car on a fast lap coming behind them, they've got to let them go.
They've got to get out of the way, yeah, for sure. And I don't really think the tow is going to really benefit here. As Shane exits turn 4, he now heads to turn 5, where famously Fury went around the outside of me, but couldn't do it to my teammate D-Biggs at that same season. Into the kink as he goes through there into turn 6. This corner is very, very weird. You want to go in early, but actually you want to hit the apex right in the middle of the corner. It's very easy to kind of mess that corner up. And Shane does relatively well. Missed the apex ever so slightly into turn 7, staying away from the outside. That's where the puddles are forming. And again, the car, there's like seems to be a dip on exit, and the car just goes light and wants to lose traction. We go on to the banking now, which is 31-degree banking, more so than I think it's actually less than Zambor actually, but because it's a longer gradient is here, obviously a longer corner, longer straight, obviously it doesn't seem as bad. As we then head to the bus stop chicane, this is where it all matters. In the dry, you would brake just there, as Shane has done, and he's pretty brave on the brakes. Hit one curb, hit the other, avoid the massive puddle on the inside, which he does beautifully.
Nice.
As Welshie sets the benchmark of 53.7. Welshie is the man to beat, and Shane gets a great run as he finally goes through the final banking of turn 12. And like I said, it's all about drive. If you've got a good run through the bus stop, then you're going to be so good all the way through here. As we head through, it's overtaken now in the chat, saying good luck to all the guys and good luck to him tomorrow, because these are the weather conditions that are possibly coming his way as well. Towards the line, Shane, is he going to put it on pole position?
No, goes 1.1 slower than JM Grill, who's a man in the 51.9s, and a very good evening to Overtaker as well. I hope you've been testing these conditions, buddy, because this looks like what we've got. And an evening to Mike Matthews. Evening all. Rain. I need all the help I can get for tomorrow. Well, you missed it, Mike, because the Ferrari is actually the fastest car around this circuit, according to the real-life lap record, in which the lap record, what was the time again, Dan?
It was a 1:44.5.
In which the lap record, I imagine that's in the race, the qualifying lap record for Pro-Am is a 1:43.7, the race is a 1:45.2. Unsurprisingly, it's both set by a Mercedes-Benz. And can you name the drivers from two different drivers, one in qualifying and one in the race? Mercedes-Benz. Season 2, it says. No, that's not right. Season 4 for both drivers. Who was the drivers that took the qualifying and the race record?
Oh, now you're testing me. I don't actually know.
Rabbit Joe.
I was going to say Smoky Devil.
No, Rabbit Joe the qualifying. And who was one of Rabbit Joe's title rivals in the Mercedes that season?
My God, my mind's gone blank. Was it Kieran Argent?
Maze Gamer.
Oh, Maze Gamer, of course it was.
Maze Gamer, because if you remember famously, Joe winning the title on second places by 1 second place from Kelly that season, if you remember rightly. As Mike says, I think I need that setup. And Richie in the chat, fingers in the nose, JM Grill. Shane here.
2 tenths up, and he's not too far off the back of JM Grill. If JM Grill goes any slower, he might be able to get the toe. But 2 tenths here. Shane is binding more time. Everyone else is struggling to find time. JM Grill, though, like I said, putting in that banker, and it's put him at the top of the table.
Holty's gone back to the pits, 1.5 seconds off the pole time, and he's not going to improve as JM Grill doesn't improve. Shane comes to the line. He finds 3 tenths nearly, so he's now some 9 tenths off the back of JM Grill. And being in that slipstream could really give Shane the bonus of maybe taking pole position. For JM Grill, never been on pole position here at Simplay Motorsport. No, not had one pole position to his name. Could be on for his first one ever. This man, I think, is the leading Pro-Am driver. No, Ukbar is the leading Pro-Am driver. This man has the second most pole positions in Pro-Am at Simplay Motorsport. With 8 does Dean Wasocki, but he's down in P11. Not even got a decent time on the board. Neither has Little Each or his teammate Little Each, Dan. A 2:10 down in 9th place.
Yeah, Little Each is struggling. He needs to get a lap time on the board, but it's
JM Grill's in the pits. Sorry,
Grill,
Dan.
He's going to be tight to get out. Even if he gets out now, it's going to be very, very tight, but I think he's happy with that as DJ Phil improves and goes up to 7th place position there. And who's next coming towards the line? I think it might be Little Leach. No,
I think it was a Mercedes, and it is. That Mercedes is Lucas Roth, and currently sitting P3. Can he find 4 tenths to go above Shane? He finds 9 tenths and goes above Shane, and he's only half a second off the back of JM Grill. The next car to cross the line was, I think, another Mercedes. It was Leon Fernie. He's just gone up to P7, and here comes Welchie, currently 5th best. 4 tenths to put him up to 4th. No, and once again, Dan, you can't separate Holty and Welchie on that standings board. Ukbar next to the line. He is... Where is he? He's P6 at the moment. He's next to the line. What can he do from his position? As Little Each, Dean's gone quicker than Little Each, not massively, but Dean's gone quicker. Ukbar now goes into 4th. Little Each now goes into 3rd, dropping Shane down the standings a little bit. But I think it's Shane, the next man to the line. It is. He's pitting though, so that is Shane done.
That is Shane Dunn. He's trying to get it stopped, and look how difficult it is to get it stopped. He is done for this session. So, JM Grill now has just got that nervous weight of seeing who can produce their best lap times. Whoever's in the bus stop will be the first to cross the line, but will get another lap time. It is Holty, and once again, this man has been improving each round. He's been finding more and more pace out of this Mercedes, and has been working his way through it. PN Intercept, I hope for a wet race on F2, because I'm mad, and I really don't think that you want a wet race in those F2s, because they're horrible enough to handle anyway.
Good chance at Paul Ricard that it could be wet, because every time I seem to race Paul Ricard on F1 games, it seems to always rain. Holty to the line, not going to improve this time round. Dan, one man who's not got close to a good enough lap is Dean Wysocki. Nowhere near close enough to a good lap, as he's coming to the line now, actually improves by 14 seconds. Just as I say that, Dean says, shut up, Matt, because I've gone P8 and I'm now on the pace of the boys around me. And once again, Dan, Holty and Welshie are inseparable.
They are indeed. Lucas Roth has come back out, but he won't get a lap time underneath him. Leon Fernie, though, towards the line, he might squeeze.
This is going to be, this will be close. This will be close. No, 2 seconds. Won't. No, so Leon Fernie done. P8, no improvement. In fact, no, he did improve. He went above his teammate there, as Ukbar's gone up into 5th place and gone to the pits. Welshie goes into 6th and jumps Holty then. What about this man, Little Leach? He's 6.5 tenths of a second. Keegs has pitted, so he's done. Leon Fernie was the first to finish. Here comes Little Leach in the pouring rain and thunderstorms at Daytona Beach. What can he do? Crosses the line. No improvement, Dan, and the times are coming in. Stelsloff will start 11th. Who is the next man to cross the line? It will be Dean Wysocki.
Yeah, Dean Wysocki next to come across the line, and so far it's JM Grill on pole position here. Never been on pole position is overtaking says to the chat. 24-hour Nordschleife sounds tasty. I'll tell you what, it was horrible. I'll tell you that. I still have nightmares of running the actual Nordschleife itself without any lights. That was interesting, and also Dad reminded me to stay awake. That was another one.
Yeah, we did it for Cancer Research Overtaker. It was absolutely fantastic. As Dean is up on his time slightly here. Good evening to Monkey Boy in the chat. So then, Dean Wysocki needs 0.3 of a second to get ahead of his teammate in this race, otherwise in this qualifying session. Otherwise, it's going to be P9 for Dean. And for Dean Wysocki, who averages P7, 3 pole positions, his Q1 best is 2nd place. He'll be looking to maybe make some places up in the race. To the line he's going to come now. Any more time found? I don't believe so. I think Dean stayed P9. He did indeed. So, Dan, talk us through the grid while I input the results.
Well, our oldest man on the grid goes and takes his first pole position. Mercedes still king here at Daytona. JM Grill will lead the pack away on pole position. But he's got Lucas Ruff, another fellow Mercedes driver, on the front row at Teletubby Motorsport with him. Then you have a Little Leach in the Audi. The wise old head here he had at Daytona in 3rd in his Audi for Pick and Mix Motorsport. Then a Shane, a good qualifying session from him. Looks like he's probably got some good race pace under him as well. P5 is Ukbar. Again, in that mid-pack, ready to pounce when need be. Welshie and Holty can't separate these two. 6th and 7th on the grid, with Leon Fernie and his teammate Dean Wysocki running in 8th and 9th place position. DJ Phil and the Genetic will start 10th, as Stelsloff in 11th place. Those are the qualifying drivers, and the 2 that have a qualifying ban of Bryn and that Bozzy Boy at the back of the pack. And the rain is still here, Matt. And this is going to be an interesting first corner for sure. JM Grill, his first pole position, he's going to be probably having massive amount of nerves right now.
He probably, more than likely, is. But we wish him the best luck. And rolling start here, let's not forget, it is crazy to see. That is the Mercedes-Benz 50, the AMG version anyway, not the SLS, 54th pole position in the Pro-Am and 73rd in total. So the Mercedes-Benz, clearly the most dominant car at Daytona, and the most dominant car on qualifying runs as well. But it's not about that, it's about the points scored. And that's an extra point, not only for My Mate Racing, but for JM Grill to get closer to Little Leach and Keegs.
Yeah, definitely. So I believe in the Pro, it's very, very different, isn't it? I believe the Porsche is
Porsche,
actually the more successful driver car here. And I think probably the most successful is probably Gary.
I think it is, if I'm correct. Yeah, I think it is. As evening to H6 who says go, go. I think you're right with the Porsche being the most successful car in the Pro.
I've won a race here at Daytona in my Porsche. And I know Gary's won a few in his Porsche.
Yeah. Little Leach has won that one where he pulled the good strategy. I think
and Fury have won in the Mercedes.
I think Mazda and Fury have won in the Mercedes. Mike has always been at the front in the Mercedes, but then always makes a couple of mistakes that he doesn't win. Always seems to be kind of leading, but then doesn't end it well.
Does the peaceful pirouette?
Just a peaceful pirouette, and quite a lot. And peaceful may pirouette through a few puddles tomorrow night, and you can get that one in there, Dan, if you want. While we're getting things in there, the race is about to get underway. We'll get back to this one a little later on. And a rolling start, you hear the rumble of the thunder, not the roar of the engines. And if you're Bryn and that Bozzy boy, a bad start may not be the worst thing in the world at the back of the pack. We are green and go, though, for the race at Daytona. 6 races left in this championship. Bryn's made a good start compared to Stokes-Off. Dean was socky as well. In fact, the standings have all gone a bit wrong because it says Dean is not started this race. So I don't know quite what's happened to the standings there. Either way, we are away saying Dean is 13th and a minute 34 behind, so I don't know what has happened there. We will get that one sorted then. Leon Fernie then up to 6th place. Everybody through turn 1 relatively cleanly.
They are relatively clean through there as they all are making their way through the infield as that Bozzy boy already trying to barge his way past Ukbar. Ukbar just didn't go. He just had no pace whatsoever as he left.
Dean's off.
He's into the wall already, so Dean Wasaki, our first incident there, but it's JM Girl, but he's got Lucas Roth breathing down his neck. Keeks is on a mission here, because he knows that Little Leach is leading the championship, and after his wheel mishaps last week at Bruno, he'll want to score as many points as he possibly can over Little Leach, but you see all the guys just struggling for grip there.
And we do, and as it goes to the overhead camera, I think somebody has had a spin at this part of the track. Dean has struggled to get going here, and it has. Look at that, that's Leon Fernie and Welshie, and I think someone's just gone straight on. That looks like Ugbar's had a mistake. Stealth Sloth went straight on. Someone's in the tyre wall. It is Ugbar who's in the tyre wall. I don't know why it's glitched Dean out. It's done that from the start, so we will sort that out for Dean Wasaki. That is fine. We will get that one sorted.
Dean's on my screen, so he is there. He is registering time. So
yeah, it's saying 2 minutes 41 on my screen. I don't know about yours.
1:07 for me.
Right. So we will keep an eye and make sure.
Keeks has made a right mess of that, and that's going to allow Little Leach now up into the second place position. Now Shane is right behind the Mercedes as well. Shane has just had a tiptoe start to this race, and Holty's at a moment. So's Bryn.
Yep, so's Bryn. Okay, so's Bryn then, and through the bus stop chicane they go, and we will keep an eye on Dean Wasaki. For anybody of you who thinks that that's wrong, we will keep an eye on that and make sure that that result is inputted correctly. He is not a lap down. Ignore the blue dot on the time Dean is behind. But this man, Dan, tiptoed his way out front. Lucas Ross got past Little Leach. That Mercedes power on the oval, still clearly the quickest thing, as all 3 drivers go very wide. Lucas Ross the widest, and Shane up onto the podium in P3, and JM Grill being allowed to pull away. Bozzy Boy, by the way, from 13th place on the grid at the end of lap 1 is P5, as Leon Fernie's up to 7th, Phil 8th. But how many of these guys have damage? The pit window opens at the end of lap 4. That was Little Leach who's had a spin. Shane's now up to 2nd, and Lucas Roth is back through. Does that Bozzy Boy get past Little Leach? Yes, he does. What about Holty? Holty has as well, just now, and Leon Fernie close to the back of Little Leach, but up to speed already. This then is really helping that JM Grill to pull away. But this man Shane, Dan, we saw in practice, had some really good pace, and he's got some really good race pace to back this up. All over the puddle.
Oh, they've got to be careful of that puddle. They've just been sitting there testing it right, and they're just going to lose out to Lucas Roth here, who's hunting them down. Look at these guys. They're not forgetting the puddle. Leon Fernie has driven straight through the puddle, and look at him just go deep there. All these guys have to try and avoid the puddle.
A quick update as well. It has sorted Dean Wasaki's times out. He's 38 seconds off the lead and some 6 seconds behind that of Bryn. So it has been sorted out, thankfully then, for Dean Wasaki. But you're right. Look, though, at the pace of the Mercedes as Keegs there kind of pulls straight in front of Shane and slams the anchors on for the bus stop chicane. Shane gives him a little tap. Lucas Roth will take that and look straight on the brakes to regain that time he had. And will he maybe give Shane the place back? I'm not too sure. But that, a little naughty from Keegs.
Yeah, no matter what's going to happen here, Shane will have the run on Keegs, and Keegs will just have to probably concede the position, but he isn't so, and he's getting back on the power. As Overtaker says, we are definitely missing a Porsche on the grid.
No, we're not. Overtaker, we're really not. We've had too many of them winning the Pro. It's about time that the Lamborghini or Mercedes had a win at something.
Maybe we had the McLaren.
Yeah, I forget about the McLaren.
Yeah, thanks.
Where's Lucas Roth gone? Oh, straight on! In the tyre wall. Bozzy Boy's now up to third. Where's Little Leach? He's a bit further back, so has Little Leach made another mistake because he's well behind. But Lucas Roth straight off into the tyre. He has dropped down. P11 really off the pace as Dean's had another mistake at the bus stop because that stop is stood still. But Lucas Roth and Bozzy Boy, Dan, in 3 laps from 13th to 3rd.
Yeah. He's up to 3rd at the minute, but can he stay there? That's the question. With these conditions, anything can happen, and we don't know how long this rain is going to stay for. And even if it does go, how quick is the track going to dry? Are we stuck in these conditions? As Leon?
Oh, who's that? That's a car with his headlights facing towards us. That is that Bozzy Boy. So that promotes Lucas Roth, Little Leach, and Leon Fernie up the pack as well. Leon Fernie having a good start to this race. So just as we talk about him, as Bryn is in a lap early.
He is in a lap early. He'll have to give evidence to prove that he has got damage to that car as well. She's now gone off. He's got damage in front of his car. He's having to wait for Holty to come through, and old good friends returns on track together once again.
He was obviously missing him.
Yeah, he was missing him, wanting him to catch up. Keegs obviously with the damage to the front end of his car. So obviously lap 3, I believe, is the pit window.
Lap 4, end of lap 4 is the pit window. So the end of lap 4 is the window to pit. As Bryn's dot looks like it's moving now. So that has been a 3-minute lap there for Bryn. So a bit of a shocking one. He has had a moment. Where has he had a moment? He looks very slow. So must have been the bus stop chicane, because Shane here is going to take the high side and he's going to try and go around the outside. But that Mercedes, look, he's just back up to speed, Dan. And the Mercedes is doing what it does best at Daytona and using its grunt to pull away from Shane. And the Mercedes looks of JM Grill looks like he's not won a race neither, let's not forget. Neither is Shane. Shane now going low, a quicker lap than JM Grill by some 3 seconds here, and JM Grill struggling. Leon Fernie on the back of Bozzy Boy, so Bozzy's got back ahead Leon Fernie, and that up front look is a very hampered Lucas Roth with damage, and Little Leach up front.
Oh, I love a new race winner more than anything else. And James Grill has lost the place here. Shane's going around the outside. Shane is going for it, but James Grill was holding the inside as well. Oh, we love an underdog here.
We love an underdog.
One of these. I want James Grill to be the oldest driver here to win as in Play Motorsport, but I want Shane to win because he's only been here for so long, and it'd be so amazing for him to get his first race win in these conditions.
30 people
suited to this.
30 people watching the stream. Guys, girls, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new. You're here for the thunderstorms. The pit window opens at the end of this lap. Little Leach has got past Lucas Roth. So has Bozzy. So has Fernie. What has happened to Keegs once again then? But this man, Shane, that JM Grill made a mistake at the bus stop last time around. Shane is hunting him down. 9 votes currently on the poll as well. Get your votes in on that one through. You think can will win. Shane doesn't have that many votes. He's only on 11% compared to JM Grill's 33, but he is right in this battle tonight.
I can tell you who's that one person who voted for Shane as well, and that was me. I really want Shane to do well here. Come on, boy. You've got this. Just focus on your car and hunt down JM Grill.
Look at the speed difference through the bus stop, Dan.
That's amazing.
Much more confidence. Yeah, he's got the run. He's got so much more confidence through the bus stop than that Mercedes-Benz. The Mercedes now has to take the high line. Has Shane done what Kieran Argent couldn't do to Kelly the other year, as Bozzy Boy was very, very slidey coming through, and that Mercedes just using its grunt to get through? And you remember a couple of seasons ago, Kelly and Argent, KLF defended him time and time again. It kind of reminds you a bit of that battle.
Yeah, definitely so, as that Bozzy Boy is trying to get onto the back of Little Leach. DJ Bill's now up into 6th place as Lucas Roth is struggling. I think he's had another moment.
Slow, yeah. He's very slow there, is Lucas Roth, because look at the Lamborghini catch him now. As here's Shane and JM Grill into turns 1 and 2. Shane has much more confidence in the corners. Look at him on the brake so much later and gets it stopped. Does well not to plough into the back of the Mercedes. Shane is on a mission here, Dan, and he is going for it.
The thing is, Shane's got to be smart about this. He's got to use the advantage of the Audi where it's strong. This midsection seems to be very strong. And JM Grill, a very clean racer, very hard racer as well. He's going to make it difficult for Shane. The thing is, JM Grill has the advantage in the banks. He can pull away as Lucas Roth and Ukbar are into the pits.
Oh, Shane might not want to look to that side, and he quickly thinks about switching back so he doesn't hit that puddle. The puddle that JM Grill has just hit, and straight on he goes as well. She's pitted as well, and this then promotes Shane into the lead of this race. And what a job if you are Shane at the minute, because he was going that way of the puddles, avoids them, and JM Grill just tapped the rear of them, and he's now got a 3.5 second lead. And Shane out front doing a stellar job at the moment. 3 drivers are in the pits, and Lucas Roth is being held for some time here. Who's that just come out the pit lane? I'm sure someone's just coming out the pit lane then. Is that Dean Wysocki? No, he's just very slow at the moment, so he must have come down the start straight because I didn't see him in the pit. Welshie might jump Lucas Roth there. In fact, has jumped Lucas Roth because he's away. Bozzy Boy all over the back of Little Leach. No, Shane's dropped in as well. So down into 4th. Will Leon Fernie get past him? He's just got to take his time to rejoin here. Here comes Leon. Leon's past him. Oh no, Shane.
He can recover. He can recover it. People are making mistakes, so he can come back from it. But that Bozzy Boy, that's a brave place to go.
That is a brave place.
That was a bit, what's the word, like, ballsy?
Very, very ballsy.
I wouldn't have chosen that line
because on this
whatsoever.
game, the minute you put 2 wheels under them yellow lines on the banking, you really can struggle with the car. Little Each, though, has struggled to get it into turn 1 because, oh no, he hasn't. He's there, actually. I thought I heard some tyres squealing. As Bozzy Boy, then, a second quicker. It probably is, as Ugbar and Welshie, by the way, have jumped Lucas Roth. Bryn, after his early stop, will either have to pit again or show evidence, but has jumped Lucas Roth and Ugbar as well. So Lucas Roth season, Dan, taking a turn for the worst, and these boys have back markers right in front of them.
And again, with the rules here at Simple Motorsport, especially in the GT3s, these guys do not have to get out of the way, but
that's
they obviously
Ugbar.
can't fight. He's got to be cautious of the leaders as they're coming through. JM Grill clears them. That Bozzy Boy does as well. Little Leach just behind them as well. Let's see this puddle again as JM Grill hits it again.
He's hit it again. Oh, and he nearly bounces into the path of Bozzy Boy and into the path of Little Leach then. Ugbar, I think, as well has had a moment. Leon Fernie, where's that? That's coming down towards Oval. Shane as well. He's had a bit of a moment down at the same place of the track. So Shane ahead of Leon Fernie. Ugbar still struggling to get back on. Leon Fernie's 5th. JM Grill is now 7 seconds behind this man, who at the start of the race was 13th. Holty's done his pit stop. And Dan, 30 people watching the stream, they've tuned in for an absolute cracker.
I honestly can't predict who's going to win this race. This is why I said Shane can recover. Anything can happen. If he just survives the corners, make sure he hasn't hit anything, he will survive, as Little Leach is trying to hunt down that Bozzy Boy, and that is Lucas Roth facing the wrong way again.
And there's a lap down to his championship rival. All right, his championship rival's got to pit, but this man, 19 points behind DJ Phil and Stove Sloth. He's done a lot less races, Dan, but it looks like it's brightening up here. So is the thunderstorms passing and the rain going to stop towards the end of this race? Still a very wet track. Shane, once again, sees that black and yellow Mercedes-Benz and is right on the back of it. Pulls low now compared to JM Grill, and JM Grill must have damage. No, he's backing off to go into the pit lane.
Yeah, I could just tell that JM Grill wanted to get into the pits, and look at this fight. Oh no, it's Leon Fernie lapping Ugbar. Leon Fernie has done a very good job of just keeping his nose clean, and he's now up into 4th place position. He could possibly on his way to a podium position at this rate, the way people are going, as Liam's very slow in this section. You see the Audi so much more confident through here, as they got Bryn beside him, probably why that Bozzy Boy was slower.
Possibly is. So is that Bryn just in the way at the moment? He's on the grass a little bit, and Pierre Motorsport, I couldn't agree with your comment, and I think that's why Dan's just gave us a little chuckle there.
Yeah, definitely so. As puddles are getting deeper in real life, F1 would have red flagged it. Whoa, Bryn! Whoa.
Little Each there was very, very brave to go that side of Bryn anyway, knowing that puddles form there. Now, like we say, the leaders don't have to, the black markers don't have to move out the way. Would it be beneficial for Little Each to maybe pit JM Grill out the pits ahead of Dean Wysocki, who is yet to pit himself? And on he comes now. Dean had a bit of a shocker and well ahead of Holty and Welshie at the moment, but Dean still having to pit, as is this man. But that Bozzy Boy, I bet he didn't expect to race win from 13th. That is lights facing us, and that is a yellow Lamborghini. Is it, Welshie? It is. Oh, Bozzy's hit a puddle now and has a wiggle. Bryn across the grass. He hits the puddles. Oh, Bryn, he's hit the puddles. Did he hit Bozzy?
Little Leach has...
No, right.
Little Leach hit the puddles though, and he's gone round.
which has given Shane an absolute massive chance to get past him. Bryn, who's had a moment, stays high and dry-ish out of the way for the time being, as I thought when Bryn had a spin there, he was just going to collect Bozzy Boy. Welchie then having a tough time of it. He's had a spin. He's nowhere near the back of Holty, and if you're Dean Wysocki, maybe get in the pits as Little Leach does come in now.
Little Leach into the pit, so we're still waiting on that. Bozzy Boy, Shane, Dean, Leon, and Stealth Sloth.
I think Bryn's in as well. I think Bryn's coming in as well. Yes, he is. So that then will be no further investigation, really, on Bryn's pit stop then, as Little Leach is in and gone. And Shane! Oh, no! Straight on at turn 1 and into the tyre wall goes Shane. And Leon Fernie now is P2. What a turn up for the books!
Yeah, definitely so. And Leon Fernie now into second place position. What a run he's having here, as also that Bozzy Boy from last on the grid leads this race. And Shane currently, with that damage, he'll have to carry that now.
If you were Shane, you'd be wanting Bryn to be out the pits by the time you're coming round so you can get in the pits and get your damage fixed now, because you don't want to be driving that round for too many laps. You want to be in, especially while it looks like it's brightening up, Dan. Get in and maybe get then the best. There we go, Bryn's out, so Shane can get in this lap. Maybe then get the best of the conditions, as it's going to start to dry here and drier lines will start to appear. The puddles, though, are a different story because they may not disappear.
DJ Phil is also up into P4.
Stealth Sloth is 5th at the moment as well. What a top 4. What a top 5 we've got at the minute. Oh, Phil, don't go there. Oh, do not go there, because that happens. Although that's an interesting way to take that corner.
That was a good save from him. And Stealth Sloth's hit the same puddle. I think this is the danger zone. Little Leach has gone deep.
Yeah. This and the bus stop are the real, and turn 1 are the 3 real dangerous spots that you pinpoint on this track. And Dan, the rain stopped. Slowing. It's definitely slowing.
I think it's clearing. It's definitely clearing. Obviously a little bit of lightning here and there, but it's definitely clearing. As Shane now, even with the damage, has now got ahead of Leon Fernie.
Yeah, so has Leon Fernie made a mistake?
As Liam's into the pits.
He's got, Dan, such a good lead at the moment and has a real good chance here to make sure he can get this done. Shane, I imagine, look, I thought he had no front bumper there. Leon Fernie's going to come in. Shane is going to risk another lap.
No, he's not. He's in.
No, he's not. Oh, he's in. Oh, slow that down. Oh, yeah. You've got to slow that down a long time before then. That is definitely... And he's missed his pit box. So's Leon Fernie. Oh, they've both missed it. DJ Phil leads the race. Bozzy Boy now away. DJ Phil leads. Where's Little Leach? Because him and Bozzy Boy was the battle. Little Leach has passed that Bozzy Boy. And Stealth Sloth will also get through without pitting yet. Evening to Nicky. Hope you're well, buddy. And PN Motorsport saying that conditions that Smithy the GOAT would love. Bozzy Boy then losing out to Little Leach by going that extra lap and pitting, Dan.
Yeah, that Bozzy Boy's got to worry about this man now. JM Grill, who could possibly catch it. Leon Fernie gets ahead of Shane as well in the pit stops. It's Shane carrying 10 seconds now. That's going to hurt him. DJ Phil leads this race. It's still him, Dean, and also Stealth Sloth, all yet to pit still.
Yeah, indeed it is. So Dean down in 8th, may as well get his pit stop in and done and out of the way and see how many places he can get. Now the track will start to dry because the rain is just spitting, so it is going to start to dry, and this could help the Mercedes-Benz drivers. So the fact of the lead Mercedes car is that Bozzy Boy, then Leon Fernie, as Little Leach. Is that Little Leach? Oh no, it was DJ Phil, and who's that? That's Ukbar, I think, as well. So both the Ginettas. Oh, Phil, another spin!
He does the right thing then, goes to the centre of the circuit instead of trying to get back on track. He's going to have to be careful when he returns back on track, though. Oh, that's a dangerous place to be honest. And DJ Phil is returning back on track safely there.
He does.
He ain't got no cars around.
No, Bozzy Boy some 4 seconds behind him, but with Phil having to pit now, Bozzy just needs to be nice and steady, as that is Shane on the back of JM Grill for a 3rd time, and Shane, wow, sideways grill's in the wall!
Oh, they haven't learned. They keep touching the puddle and they end up in the wall every time. And that's going to allow Dean Wysocki to get closer to his team, to JM Grill there. But
Dean needs to just bring it into the pits, get it in, because these guys are getting damage and starting to make mistakes. And Dean could really gain some extra points here. He's in the best car. And now it's stopped raining, Dan. That Mercedes is just going to get stronger, you'd imagine, in this race.
I don't think it will. The wet conditions are still here.
Was that Phil coming in?
No.
Just me then. just me. Neither Stealth Sloth. Stealth Sloth is second at the moment.
He is indeed. Oh, Dean just getting on the curve there. Car goes a bit light there. As also, Jim Grill struggling.
Yeah, taking a strange land. Does he have suspension damage after hitting the wall coming onto the oval? As Bozzy Boy now needs to be patient. Look at that Mercedes grunt just pulling out and around the outside. That Bozzy Boy may have to yield it to Phil. Thank you, Mama, for the carrots, he says. And on I go once again, hunting down the back of the Audi. We're into the 54s now. If you're Little Leach, Lucas Roth only up as far as 11th as JM Grill is back in the pits and Dean's followed him.
Yeah, both of those
so
guys
for JM Grill, it's been... Sorry, Dan, go on.
No, I'm just saying both of them into the pits. That's all. DJ Phil now loses a place too with that Bozzy Boy. I think it's going to take Liam a while to catch Little Leach here.
Yeah, I think you're right. That is JM Grill. Pole position, led for so long. His race has been ruined. 13 drivers started, which means the top 6 cannot qualify. And Shane could be in the advantage of the top 6. And look at who's leaving the pit lane. I think Dean has jumped JM Grill just by the minutest of margins. And Holty's back in.
These Mercedes-Benz, like I said, they may be getting drier, but they still haven't got the grip. So
look at how... Sorry, go on.
They just don't have the grip, and Liam's really got to be cautious here. Other drivers may be a little bit slower than him, but he has got to compensate for their speed as well.
Look at this tricky position. 3 abreast, and Dodgy here. That Bozzy Boy and Stealth Sloth tap each other, and round goes Stealth Sloth. And I was just about to say that Bozzy Boy is the best Mercedes driver out there tonight. He's the only one that's got to grips with these conditions in a Mercedes. Then there was contact there, 3 abreast. That was a scary moment, and if you're Stealth, you're probably going to pit, because you and DJ Phil need to pit, and that looks like Phil's going to pull off now. Does Stealth? No. So it's going to be DJ Phil that will pit. Bozzy Boy then, 9 seconds to Little Leach, and his lapping's very similar to Little Leach. Bryn down in 13th place. Can he catch Holty as Phil comes in at the end of lap 11?
I think that's a bit sketchy there of Liam. He could have waited a little bit longer. He does have the overall pace. He did not need to force the issue, and he's caused Stealth Sloth a lot of time. I think that possibly will be reviewed by the stewards. Ukbar had nowhere to go. He did the right thing in staying up high. He lifted, so Ukbar was giving space to the leaders, but I think Bozzy Boy really didn't need to push the issue there, really. Yeah,
had the pace, and you could see he had the pace. Maybe should have just lifted and waited and been patient about his driving. But again, like you say, that will possibly be going to the steward's room as we're down into the 52s, Dan. That Bozzy Boy and Little Leach in the 52. So real good pace now from the top 2. And that gap Bozzy Boy to Little Leach is just up to 11 seconds. As Phil in the pits, Welshie will gain up into P6. And he's had more spins and incidents this race on. He's now up in the top 6 and can't qualify at the moment.
He is indeed, and he's quite a bit off of Shane.
Where's Dean?
Shane at the minute. Dean is currently Dean and
JM Grill could get DJ Phil here as well.
Possibly so. DJ Phil not even out to the end of the pit lane, and both of these
so
two
Dean
through here.
Another one, Dean, who's had a bit of a poor start to the race in the wet conditions, has slowly worked his way up the pack like Welshie.
Yeah, definitely so. I think Welshie's still carrying a lot of damage that Lamborghini, not worth the point pitting. He's just trying to stay out there. Liam's made a mistake, I think. He's 18.1 off the back of Little Leach.
I think you're right there, Dan. I think he has made a mistake. He looks a bit slow. He's on 4th gear coming around the banking. You want to be in 5th before, by the time you hit the straight, in 6th maybe. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not, actually. Changing in 6th. No, maybe he's not made a mistake at the bus stop. Might have been coming on. More people seem to be struggling coming onto the oval than the bus stop itself, as the poll is now ending. And you guys voted JM Grill and Lucas Roth to win this race. And they are 8th and 10th at the moment. Ukbar back into the pit. Stealth Sloth now in at the end of lap 12. So Stealth Sloth in. And that is Dean and JM Grill that's had a mishap coming down to this corner. And Puddles, was it maybe? Again. Yeah, I reckon so. Stealth Sloth then into the pit. Shane gets past him. Shane on for a top 4 here. What a job. Leon Fernie as well, P3. Fantastic drive for him. So he's on minus points. Fantastic drive for him at this moment. Stealth Sloth in the pits. Can Welshie get past? There's another car coming in. So who's that? It's a lapped car coming in the pit lane. It's Holty again. So Bryn up to 12th. And Ukbar's only just left the pits. Someone's off at turn 1. Well, someone was very slow at turn 1. Dean ahead of JM Grill. And if Welch is carrying damage, can Dean catch JM Grill? And look at Shane, lapping the same as Little each here. A couple of tenths slower, Dan, but really on it to Leon Fernie. While Shane's 2 seconds a lap quicker, you do not want to be doing that. Especially if the guy behind you's got a gap you by some 10 seconds at least.
Yeah, definitely so. Is the track drying or is it still wet? The bank looks dry. Or drier, but there's still some major puddles. Also, these wet tyres, if it is dry, Dean goes very wide there. Careful of turning back on track. If the track is dry in some places, the wets are going to struggle. By the way, Stelsov, after his pit, is P5.
Yeah, it's P5. P5, yeah. He's nowhere near the back of Shane, which he'd want to be for that 10 seconds. We think it's 10 seconds. But nonetheless, this is a good drive from both MC Motorsport drivers.
Do you know what this race is reminding me?
What?
It's reminding me of season 3. Yeah,
okay.
Season 3, Oscherslaben.
Yes, where you're in a situation of you don't know if it's dry enough or wet enough. Keegs back into the pit lane. Now then, is that for the soft tyre, I wonder? We'll have to wait and see then, as he is a lap down. Wait, then is Ukbar. Ukbar and Bryn are coming through the final banking. So Lucas Roth could lose out to both these drivers here. For Keegs, what will he do? Bryn down in 12th, so every place he gains is just more points. These two having a cracking little scrap at the moment.
They are indeed, and just ahead of him is Stelsloff and Welshie. Teammates going through the chicane together. Is there going to be team orders here, or are they just going to be battling it out? Little Leach is still leading this race and has got quite a comfortable gap, but that Buzzy Boy is quicker, but he keeps making those mistakes.
Something's happened to Holty, Dan, because he was ahead of Bryn, and Lucas Roth has come out the pits ahead of him, sorry. I'm sure Holty was ahead of Bryn. No, it was Ukbar who's ahead of Bryn. Apologies. No, ignore me. It was Ukbar ahead of Bryn, and that is still the case. And you're right, Dan. If Welshie loses out to Dean or JM Grill, that'll mean Welshie can qualify. Top 6 can't qualify, so they're going great guns at the minute. Shane's got past Leon Fernie, as we'll stay with this battle momentarily. JM Grill into turn 1, sees Dean Wysocki brake, and he runs a little wide this time and can't get nothing done through the first corner. 34 people watching the stream. Guys, girls, hit that thumbs up button, hit the bell to be notified, and hit that subscribe button as well. Race 2 coming up a little later on with the reverse grid qualifying and the second race, where the weather's not going to improve much, let me tell you. It may seem to be getting better at the moment, but there is still rain and thunder around, and we're into the 1 minute 50s, Dan, if you're Little Leach. You're into the 1 minute 49s now if you're that Bozzy Boy, so it's drying.
Yeah, it is dry, but look again. That Bozzy Boy just makes mistakes. He's just run wide again. That's going to be... It's all well and good doing these fast lap times, but if you can't do it consistently... I think... As Welshie went very
I was going to say, I thought Welshie in the background went very deep as well, and that's not going to help him in terms of Dean Wysocki, who is only, I think, about 2 seconds behind him.
Yeah, I think that puddle was still very, very nasty down at that section. I'm not sure who is...
Oh, who's that? Who's that? Ukbar's round. Is that Lucas Roth or Holty? No, it was Holty. Oh, Phil, where are you going? Oh, them puddles are still there. And DJ Phil, oh, steady, 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 steady. Wow, okay. And he's just been warned, Dan, in the F2 about 2 unsafe rejoins. That was a little naughty.
It was a bit close there from DJ Phil for sure, as Lucas Roth now onto the back of Ukbar. Every little point counts here, and when the Mercedes should have been dominant here, it's not leading the race, as that Buzzy Boy has had another moment as well. Obviously avoiding Holty didn't help, as Lucas Roth down the inside and past Ukbar easy as that, and he goes through.
P11
right
done.
Now isn't doing the lap times he should be doing. He's doing the lap times, but Leon Fernie's still there. Let's
just load it up. What is the time penalty? Because we aren't fully aware at the minute. We believe it is 10 seconds, and the gap is 4. But Leon Fernie on this part of the track should gain hand over fist on the oval part.
But it's in the chicane. This is
look at the bus stop. That's drying. That puddle is nowhere near as wet, as big as it was earlier. So it is drying here, Dan. Are we going to see people in, maybe, for the dry tyre? Dean has dropped JM Grill a bit, and he's on the back of Welshie looking at that timing screen.
He is a little bit, not quite enough. JM Grill is still there. There's Welshie. as they go into the banked corner now, and JM Grill is off again.
He's hit the same puddle. You'd think after 14 laps you might know that puddle was there.
You would indeed. As Shane does another 52.8, he's consistently there. As Little Leach does a 51.4. Consistency is king. At the minute, Shane 2, Leon Fernie is 3.2, 3.3. So it's not enough for Shane at the minute.
Dan,
he needs something to happen.
Go to Lucas Roth very quickly. No, don't stay here, because Welshie wide. Welshie's had a spin and Dean does very well to avoid him, but Dean now in a place where he can't qualify. This man on my timing screen is purple. Did he put the dry tyres on when he pitted? Let's see the lap time. 2:03 last time out. Purple on my timing screen. 49.8. Did he go dry tyres? Because he is tearing it up at the moment. No, he's not now. He's not now.
That's definitely slick tyre look there.
As Ukbot gets back past Lucas Roth, and that allows Bryn to go, and Holty's nowhere near. And Shane has gapped Leon Fernie a little bit more now, as I think the rain's starting to fall, but it's going to be two. I think it's just the game that kind of makes it fall again at the end of the race for some reason, but it won't make any difference. It's not going to get wet enough on these last 2 laps of the race. And Shane, this is Little Leach, 26 seconds ahead of that Bozzy Boy. Very deep though at turn 1, and it is just starting to rain again.
It is starting to rain again. That Bozzy Boy just not being able to match Little Leach's raw pace here. And again, I think that consistency of racing in pro and having that experience is just helping Little Leach here out, as Leon Fernie now is improving his lap times, but 4.6 behind Shane. Shane's pulling away. He
has lost time to Shane, but Shane needs to gain a lot more time over these next 2 laps than Leon Fernie. Stealth Sloth currently 5th place, and Dean Wysocki gets on just before Welshie gets there. So huge moment for Dean.
He did pass Welshie. That's Lucas Roth.
No rear wing on that car, Dan.
He's on slicks. He's got to be.
He's on slicks and no rear wing on that car. So Lucas Roth could be finishing behind his teammate Holty here. Dean battling for that 6th place, and a good result for Dean and Welsh. You'd say they struggled early parts of this race. But Dean needs to make sure he keeps it consistent and keeps it on the track, and he struggles with consistency, but he needs now. That puddle is about disappeared. Don't drive through it, though. Take a wider line. Dean needs to make sure now more than ever he is as consistent as ever, because a top 6 on the cards after he was last at the end of lap 1 is a great result for Dean Wysocki. Leon, round he goes, and Shane's Christmas could have come in July. Christmas song soon, Dan, by the way.
No. As Leon Fernie's struggling to get
He's
going.
Struggling. There's the 10-second gap.
There is the 10-second gap, and Leon Fernie just struggling to get going.
Where's Stealth? Stealth's only just come through turn 1.
What a drive this man has had.
Oh, yeah. And Leon Fernie, to be fair. And Shane, fantastic from all 3.
Oh, there, Welshie running very wide there, trying to catch Dean. But also JM Grill was there. The guys you thought would be at the top aren't there. Leon
He's had another mistake. Oh, Dan, it could be game on.
His hand together. He could be rubbing his hands together now, as Shane now has got that gap 20 seconds back to Leon
Keegs
Fernie.
is back in the pit, so that will give Holty that 12th place, and we're coming into the last lap. Good evening to Jamie Brazier. Little Leach on the final lap of the race, and he has been dominant at the minute. Fastest lap may go the way of that Bozzy Boy or Keegs, who's the only 2 I've seen in the 49s. Bozzy Boy, though, taking a trip to the wall. And I think Shane has got too much to do to gain the 10 seconds over that Bozzy Boy, depending on Liam's damage there, though. But hey, it's another podium. It's back-to-back podiums for this man. He can be happy with his result tonight, although he's not going to be happy with that. And Shane is coming, and you're spinning on wet tyres on a dry circuit. Slow and steady, get that car back going. Shane is right there, Dan, and could be on for a P2.
Little Leach is in the zone. He's well gone. And those tyres are going to be burnt up. Shane is going to be hunting that Bozzy Boy down. Liam can't afford another mistake. He cannot. If he does, Shane will get past. And it will be 10 seconds that Shane has to find. It'll be very, very unlikely. But that Bozzy Boy, what damage is he carrying? That's the question.
What damage is he carrying? He also needs to find a wet part of the track, Dan, to maybe get them tyres a bit cooler.
Possibly so. He's going to be pushing those tyres a bit too hard, but this man, he's showing his experience, he's showing his class. Ex-pro constructors champion with his brother, oh, I can't speak then, Little Leach, What a drive
Great
from
performance.
him.
Great performance. To say that early on he didn't look like he was going to be even in the top 2 for this race. He's going to cross the line. He loves Daytona and he wins once again here to take that result. Now then, Bozzy Boy, have they done the bus stop? No. Shane here could have one last chance. Bozzy Boy will want this podium. Leon Fernie is only 12 seconds ahead of Self Sloth, so any more mistakes from him and that could be game over. Nice and steady from Bozzy there. Also make sure he gets a bit of a cold puddle to splash them them wet tyres. And I think, Dan, that is Bozzy, because you're not really going to make a mistake from this place. I think that Bozzy Boy is on for the P2 there. Shane, though, what a result as well.
Yeah, considering also we had a 10-second penalty added as well, he will stay ahead of Leon Fernie, so that is good to see as well. The Jem Grill and Welshie are still going at it, but it will be that Bozzy Boy to come home for second place towards the line. He comes, and then Shane, what a driver, I mean, with good recovery for third place.
It is a great recovery. Leon Fernie as well. What a night for him so far. A P4. Negative points before the start of this night. He's now going to be on -1 as we go into race 2 tonight. But Leon Fernie, P4. Holty has finished down in 12th. The Teletubby cars, Dan, when they think that Snow Smithy, they could really gain some points tonight, have not had the result they wanted. Here comes Leon Fernie for a P4. What a job from him. Great result. Another great result is that of Stealth Sloth. Currently P5, that's Ukbar behind him a lap down in 11th place, but Stealth Sloth, great drive for a 5th place. Leon Fernie got 4th. Welshie then has lost out to JM Grill. So Dean Wasoki's going to cross the line for P6. So Dean Wasocki cannot qualify for race 2. He gives us a flash of the lights. He'll be happy with that. JM Grill, what could have been from him for a pole position, will get 7th place. Welshie will only finish as low down as 8th. DJ Phil is has finished 9th, and Ukbar has finished 10th, I do believe. No, was it 11th? It was 11th from Ukbar. Bryn was the one who got 10th place. Fastest lap of the race, a 49.5 for that Bozzy Boy, and a 49.8 for Lucas Roth. So Bozzy Boy gains the extra point for fastest lap there, Dan. What a dramatic first race. We are going to be right back in about 5 minutes' time. Grab yourself a quick, refreshing drink. Go to the toilet if you need to, grab some food. We'll be back in 5 or 10 minutes. Go to the toilet if you need to, grab some food. We'll be back in 5 or 10 minutes. As DJ Phil has just texted me.
We're off now, yeah?
He sent me, yeah, we're off.
What's he sent you?
I forgot. I don't know, he sent me a voice note, but I don't want to play it on this one. I'll play it on my phone. Sent me 2. No, that's the other day.
Release a little bit in that hairpin. It was an unsafe release a little bit in that hairpin.
Release?
One of the back markers spun at the same time as me. And I thought, come back on the track before the
he sent it to me.
The back maker comes past
The back maker.
me, and there was a
I'm going for a shit.
Yeah, I'm going to the toilet as well. Shut up, Phil. Fucking, he loves this place, does this boy?
Fucking love it, son.
He fucking loves it, doesn't he? Well done, Liam. Right, I'm just going to pop to the toilet back in a sec.
Yeah, mate. Favourite track, innit? No. I'll tell you what, though, my wets were going off about lap 14. Fuck off, you got fastest lap, you knob. That was like lap 16 as well, 14 or something.
But that was fun, wasn't it? But that was good, wasn't it? Good fun.
Standard, I suppose.
I'd be texting Smithy that, Craig, by the way.
Oh, you better have been watching the fool.
He's not been in the comments.
No, what a wet wipe.
Leon Fernie's nearly off of negative points. Good for him. There we go. Dean's team have nearly back to scoring as many points as Dean now. Go on then, Buzzy. How much did he moan? Minus 14. Yeah, Leon Fernie 4th, yeah. Snowsloth 5th. Pick and mix have pulled away from Teletubby Motorsport. See, well, I don't know what Smith moans about, Craig.
I don't know, mate. I perform better when he's not here, to be honest.
Second. No, you're still 13th, but you're 9 points behind Shane and 30 points behind Phil. So, honestly, 55 points. Yep. Dean's on 161. You're on 96. In fact, that might not even be 55.
Oh, it starts dry, does it, mate?
Craig, what's 161 take 96? You're good at maths. 65, Buzzy. By the way, Dan. Is Dan back?
Hello.
34 viewers.
Daniel Ricciardo's released a post on Instagram.
Yes, I've seen.
There have been the rumours a lot around my future in F1, but I want to hear it from me. I'm committed to McLaren until the end of next year, and I'm not walking away from the sport. I appreciate it hasn't always been easy, but who wants easy? I'm working my ass off.
Do you know what I can see?
Make improvements and get the car right back on the front where it belongs. I still want this more than ever. See you in Paul Ricard, basically.
You know what I can see?
What?
Them swapping him for IndyCar
Possibly.
with Colton Herta or something like that.
DJ Phil, there's no point just sending me a photo. What's that meant to do?
You tested this race, Matt?
I have tested this weather.
Yeah.
No, pal, I only tested the race one weather because that's what ours is looking like. What I can tell you, though, from looking at the forecast, is it's going to be dry and then thunder. Does that help?
Yeah, what sort of lap time we looking? Lap 6?
I couldn't tell you really, to be fair. But
Mercs are going to piss away to begin with.
But it will also be darker because it's going to be 8 o'clock at night.
You might start on wet, see what happens.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 12 drivers. Who are we missing? Lucas Dean, Ukbar. Text Phil to join, Dan. Unsafe rejoin? Unsafe rejoin? Dean can now not win the championship. Nor can, if it stays the way it is, Holty, Bryn, Welsh. I'd say Bryn was your biggest challenger at the halfway mark. He now can't win it.
Excellent. Love that. What have I got then? Just
Keegs, JM Grill and Ukbar. Depending on results in this race. Because that's we're taking the results off before this race. You could actually wrap the championship up at this rate next week.
Oh, fantastic. Love that, mate. Where is it?
Oscherslaben.
That's not a bad track.
Is Shane in? If Shane don't come in, that's fine. Might be busy with kids. How's Love Island, Craig? Still good?
Yeah, mate, love it.
Good. Nearly finished, or?
Nah, loads left, mate. I'll be off at 7:30.
Fucking yes, that's what I love to hear.
Might have to drag the old Porsche back out. What do you think, Matt? The old Falcon number 3?
Yeah, why not?
Back to season 1. When D Biggs put me in the gravel trap on my very first race.
When you come out the Ferrari.
Should I run the Ferrari instead?
We're going Porsche next season, are we? Don't love that, mate.
Mate, if those two are partnered up, I'll partner up with you.
Welcome back then to Simplay Motorsport as we get ready to go for the... I can't even remember what number round we're on, but we are getting towards the end of the season. Round 20, thank you, Dan. We are getting towards the end of the season. Let me just run you through who can still, who's doing what in the championships, who can still win what at this moment in time. Little Leach has a 69-point gap over Lucas Roth, and he's getting closer to that title. He's grabbing it with one firm hand at the moment. JM Grill is only 1 point behind Lucas Roth, so really good stuff for JM Grill. Ukbar in 4th place, he's 90 points behind. Holty is P5. Bryn's got closer to him, but Welshie's also got closer to the pair of them in 6th and 7th. Dean Wysocki 20 points behind Welshie down in P8. Dean cannot win the championship. Neither can Smithy on 139 points. He's only 9 points clear of Stealth Sloth at the minute. DJ Phil on 126, and Shane is now 11 points off the back of DJ Phil, so getting close. That Buzzy Boy gains to nearly 100 points. He's on 96, and Leon Fernie on -1, so he's got a real good chance of being in that position of being in positive points at the end of the evening. Constructors' Championship looks a little bit like this. Pick and Mix Motorsport extend their gap even with a driver short. The GOAT not here, and Little Each picking up the pieces. 19 points is the gap to Teletubby Motorsport, with Terminal Velocity Racing at 103 behind. They're only 10 ahead of My Mate Racing, who are fighting for that P3. MC Motorsport, great result there for them as well. They are keeping tabs on that P3 spot as well. The Super Crash Bros 148 and getting quicker, My Mate, are... now, cannot win the championship and are on 160, but they've nearly scored as many points as a team as Dean Wysocki has done on his own. So that's good to see. Top 6 cannot qualify then. So Stealth Sloth, Dean Wysocki, Welshie, Shane, that Buzzy Boy, Leon Fernie and Little Each cannot qualify. And speaking of that Buzzy Boy, we've got him here for a quick chat. Liam, we didn't get to speak to you last time out. But this time, another solid podium once again. Now, good pace out there early on. Just made a few too many mistakes after the pit stops that cost you the chance to maybe get Little Each. Whoa! Apologies there as Lucas Roth has touched the grass and had a big spin at that final corner. So talks about the Mercedes, Liam. The conditions very, very tricky. How was it? Race 2, what can you do? It looks like you're going to be starting mid-pack. What can you do from there? Well, best luck, buddy, and good luck for race 2. We've got Little Each in with us as well, as Lucas Roth has picked himself up a grid penalty there then, Dan. So not good start for him in this second race. And Craig, you like Daytona. You've always seemed to go well around Daytona, and that was another masterclass.
Yeah, one of my favourite tracks. I can't moan about this track, to be fair. It's always been kind to me.
Great result, though. It didn't look like it was going your way early doors, but towards the end of that race, it started to come good for you.
Yeah, just pumping in consistent laps, trying to keep out of trouble, and luckily I managed to jump more in the pits.
What can you do going into race 2, buddy? Because obviously the rain looks like it's going to come back around, but it looks like a dry start. So the Audi good in the wet?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's quite grippy, so hopefully when the rain comes, Mercs will start making mistakes, and I'll just hopefully come through, and we'll see what happens.
And how did the Audi feel in the wet early on?
Yeah, good. My tyres are going off lap 14. They won't start drying up, but if it ends wet, it should be right. It should be good.
Well, we wish you the best luck, buddy, for race 2.
Cheers.
So, Dan, 2 drivers there, very, very happy with their performances.
Yeah, shame we couldn't get Shane in as well, and according to the guys, they couldn't hear him. And don't worry, he said that the beautiful conditions that was the rain. So you didn't really miss much. So other than that,
that will be because he's on his mobile, I do believe. So his settings might not be correct on there.
Either way, this has been a very, very sloppy qualifying session that I've been watching.
Yeah.
Ukbar has set a lap time, but not really representative. Well, she's only now come back out on track. Dean hasn't come back out.
Dean doesn't need to qualify.
But
JM Grill.
And
Bryn.
I don't know why he's still in the pits. And Bryn, yeah. Oh, excuse me. So,
2 drivers. I'll let you carry. Are we okay? Are we there? Are we ready?
Yeah. I don't know.
So JM Grill and Bryn then not yet come out the grid for qualifying as Dan carries on sneezing. Yeah, at the minute a very interesting place to be because Bryn can qualify but he's down in P12. JM Grill can qualify but he's down in P9. Holt is currently on pole 2 seconds quicker than Welsh. He just come back out the pit lane. 4.5 minutes remain, and so far these drivers at JM Grill, 22% of the votes have gone JM Grill's way for pole position here, but he cannot qualify. But he hasn't qualified yet.
I've just messaged him in the Discord saying that he can't go out on track, so hopefully he goes out on track.
Hopefully so. The top guys that can't qualify are all in the pitch, just James Grill and Bryn that haven't yet gone out on the track. I've just messaged Bryn, so hopefully he sees that and we start to see drivers maybe make a move.
Hopefully so. Definitely don't want to ruin that opportunity to get out on track and qualify, but at the minute, those boys aren't coming out.
Right, Bryn will not be qualifying.
Why is that?
Somebody in the household has left the ring on, and some oven gloves have caught fire. So he's had to get his 2 little ones, a 2-year-old and a baby, out of the house, as well as the other 2 kids and his wife out of the house, so he can deal with it. So we hope everybody's safe. First of all, we hope Bryn will be able to make the start of this race.
There's Jam Grill. He's rolling.
So we hope everybody's safe at Bryn's, and we hope everybody gets out at Bryn's. We hope Bryn can get back racing. Yeah, interesting one then for Bryn there.
Okay, let's hopefully he gets back out on track later on. As Jam Grill has seen my messages, and he is going out to do qualifying. He should be able to get at least 1 lap on his belt as Lucas Roth goes fastest overall, as he then drops it into turn 1.
Yes, he then drops into turn 1. So it looks like Bryn then maybe qualifying P12 then because of the fact he's probably not going to get out of the pits from here. James Grill is going to have 1, maybe 2 shots at this, which means Shane will start 11th. Leon Fernie will start in 10th. James Grill should get a lap in, which means Buzzy Boy should start down in 9th. The Little Eat should start in 8th. Stealth Sloth should start down in P7. And Welshie will need to do a lap time, which he is doing at the moment, and he's currently P3 as Ukbar in that Ginetta. I thought the Lamborghini would be quicker than the Ginetta, but Ukbar doing great things at the moment.
Well, it's not a shot, really. We now come to learn that Ginetta is very good in middle sectors. So, like Spa is very, very strong in the middle sector at Spa, and that's where it got its advantage of being on pole position there. So, if Ukbar has hooked the middle sector up, then the Ginetta should be very good around here, especially at the bus stop. It should be very good in the bus stop. Be able to maintain its speed through there.
True. Lucas Roth then with his grid penalty will mean that Halty will go on pole. Either way, for Teletubby Motorsport, this will put an extra point closer to Pick and Mix Motorsport then in this one as they get closer to them in the Constructors' Championship.
It will indeed. DJ Phil coming round the track now. Luckily, no Smithy, so I can pit whenever I need it. Says a little each. So it's going to be an interesting race too, for sure. And it looks like we've still got weather forecast. At the minute, it's dry for now. As DJ Phil comes towards the line, does he improve? He finds some time, but he does not improve on his position. Welshie coming towards the line. He looks like he's got damage to the front end of his car. But towards the line he comes. Does he improve? No. JM Grill now starts his one and only lap, just like he's messed up turn one ever so slightly.
So we hope Bryn gets in for the race. That is the big hope at the moment. We hope everybody's okay as well in the household. And yeah, he will not get a qualifying lap in. As the night descends down, it will be 7 o'clock. And Ukbal goes within a tenth of Lucas Roth. I said about maybe a point for the Teletubby Motorsport boys. Well, that is out the window because Halty's in the pits and Keegs has a penalty. We've lost Dean, so Dean needs to get back in as soon as possible.
Luckily, his teammate is still... not his teammate, sorry. JM Grill is still on track, so is Lucas Roth and Ukbar, so Dean should hopefully get back in. Bryn, we all just hope that he can get back behind the wheel again, as he's gone from driver to firefighter all of a sudden.
Yeah, he has. He's gone from racing race 1 to firefighter in race 2.
It should be interesting to see where this man goes. He's had one shot at it. He was on pole position for race 1. Has he got a setup for the dry? That's going to put him in pole position here. One lap. Can JM Grill pull it out of the bag?
Can JM Grill pull it out of the bag? This is the biggest question. There are still 2 others on lap.
Ukbar and Lucas Roth at the minute. As Matt is aggressively typing in the background.
Yeah, apologies. I'm getting called off of Dean at the moment. Obviously, I can't answer. Dean's game has crashed, is what he's telling me.
JM Grill goes P2. 99 thousandths behind Lucas Roth. Now, what can Ukbar do? Is he up? That's the question. If Ukbar gets himself back to P2, oh, this is going to be tight.
It is going to be tight. Ukbar then comes round the corner. Can Ukbar get it back on the line, on track for P2? Can then Lucas Roth, who's still on a lap, make sure that if Ukbar gets closer, he doesn't. So it's just down to Lucas Roth now.
Well, whatever happens here, it's 2 pole positions in a row for JM Grill.
Right. Bryn has just messaged me. He's going to have to miss race 2.
Oh, that's such a shame.
So we hope everybody is okay in the household. We hope the fire's not got too much out of hand. Hopefully they are all right in the household. I'm going to get Beth to just ring the sister-in-law to make sure that everything's fine. Because we don't want to see that. We're just going to wait on this screen just a moment, just see if Dean can get in. So let's talk. Sorry, just a lot going on at the moment. So qualifying, Lucas Roth is not on pole position. I need to input these results. Lucas Roth is not on pole position. He will start P2 in this qualifying session. Pole position once again, Dan. It's like London buses for pole positions for this man. JM Grill second on the grid, but will start first due to Lucas Roth's due to Lucas Roth's grid penalty. Ukbar P3, Halty in 4th place with Welshie P5 out there at the moment. DJ Phil will be P6. Then we have Stelsloff, Little Each, that Buzzy Boy, Leon Fernie, Shane Bryn, and hopefully Dean Wisocki at the back of the pack. But we should be losing Bryn, and hopefully everything is all right there.
Fingers crossed for sure, as we will be starting round 20 here. And it is going to be JM Grill on pole position, Lucas Roth alongside him as well. This is going to be an interesting race. The question is, will Dean be able to get in? I have a feeling that he probably won't while we're on this, if I'm honest.
I think we've had it before where someone has.
Well, the little loading circle has disappeared. So
Dean says he's in. So we continue. Dean is not in.
As I thought not, as we have lost another driver.
Yeah, that is Bryn. That is Bryn that has gone.
Yeah.
So obviously we have lost Bryn. Hopefully then everything is okay.
I'm pretty sure everything will be all right, but it is going to be Jam Grill on pole position, with Lucas Roth standing alongside him as well, as Ukbar is in P3 and Holty is in P4, while she will start P5. DJ Phil is the one in the pits. I did say someone was in the pits. He is not readied up or is retired here.
Who?
DJ Phil.
He's on the track to me.
Oh, in my screen, he's in the pits.
Oh, he's on he's on the track to me.
He's lagging out on my screen now. Stealth off is P7. Little H will start 8. That Buzzy Boy will start 9. 10th will be Leon Fernie and Shane at the back of the pack. And on my screen, DJ Phil is dancing. So that normally tells me that he's either retired and is now watching the race.
Well, according to my screen, DJ Phil is ready to go. Beth has just gone to hopefully sort out Bryn's. Hopefully they're okay because they've got a 2-year-old and a 6-month-year-old there. So hopefully everything's okay at Bryn's house. And we hope that, that everything's fine and safe to go. Beth has just gone, so hopefully we'll be able to bring an update later on as to everything being all right there. Right, so we've got to focus now on this race. DJ Phil's still there for me, but not for Dan. What's going to happen?
I think DJ Phil's retired. I think this is clear retirement by the looks of things, or a lag of some sort. But
load the track map and the speedo. Let's see if there's a dot in the pit. He's rolling. DJ Phil's rolling here.
Okay.
Yeah, DJ Phil's rolling. So Dean Wisaki's in and has left the session. DJ Phil then is racing this one, so I don't know what has gone off there on Dan's screen, but we are down to 11 drivers. It's green and go then, and someone hasn't moved, and it's been ploughed into by Leon Fernie. We've lost. Little Each is gone. Now what has happened to Little Each there? Very strange incident.
Very, very strange there. Not exactly sure what has happened to Little Each. I'm pretty sure he'll be spamming it in the chat, as he just looked like he didn't go.
Yeah, it just didn't move then. So Lucas Roth up to P2. Ugbar's already down to 4th behind Holty. JM Grill as well. Leon Fernie looked like he was the one that got the damage from all of that. And just as Dean and Leon Fernie were scoring good points in race 1, that's out the window this second race. Buzzy Boy's down in 10th. Was it him that hit the back of Little Each then? Because Leon's car... None of them look. In fact, Liam's looks a bit squished on the front end. Either way, we go back into it, and it's a dry start here. Leon Fernie's car actually looks all right. Holty's now had a spin.
Oh no, Holty's had a moment now as well. So he's had a good start. Was on the back of a little restart. Says Little Leach. He's screaming a restart here, but we're not sure why. What has happened to his car?
Not sure what's happened to Little Eat there. As he said in the chat, hopefully Smithy's watching. Well, Smithy is watching now, and he says, great start. Disqualified for overtaking on a rolling lap, says Little Each.
That's weird.
I don't know if that's worthy of... I don't know if that's a restart or not. I'm unsure. As Shane then gets into the back of DJ Phil through the bus stop for the first time here. I think that can't be right to retire Little Each for a disqualification for the AI taking over. He
says this rolls for you, so there's nothing Little Each would have done there. So I don't know. I don't know what to do in that situation.
Is it a case of restarting? We've only done one lap. Restart. Get the drivers in grid order.
We could possibly do that, but whoa,
Holty, big slide there. So clearly, I wonder if Dean's leaving, Graham crashing has lagged the lobby out, because you said DJ Phil had retired. We are going to go for a quick break and get this one sorted with Little Each back in the race. Don't go anywhere. That is weird as fuck, because you said DJ Phil had retired. Dean game freezing has definitely lagged the lobby out.
Yeah, I did say just like that wasn't going to happen at that point.
I wonder if that had already glitched it out though. He's messaged me, disqualified for overtaking on the start. Right, let's get a lobby set up quick. So, turn quali off.
Gary says give Dean a chance.
Fuck Dean. Couldn't be two fucks about Dean.
Are we definitely clear?
100%.
Is everything all right with Brayton, or is there like a proper fire?
I don't know. Some other gloves. Beth sounded very panicky on the phone to get the kids, so I don't know. Hopefully everything's okay.
So a pair of oven gloves was on top of the ring, and
so someone's left the ring on, and a pair of oven gloves have caught fire. Now their eldest, who's 13, has just started to learn how to cook.
So we're gonna do one extra lap formation.
Yeah, one extra lap, formation lap.
Gary, plus Dan said about DJ Phil looked like he retired on his end. Very odd, typical Yank track.
Right, so get you in. I'll send Brem one just in case.
What's Phil sent me?
Let's go in game chat. Everybody in game chat. If you see me, can you get in game chat as quick as possible? Everybody in game chat. Not filling. Don't ready up yet, please. Don't get the lobby started. Unready, if you can hear me, so that we can get going. That's Dean in as well. Phil's in. Everybody, Dean, you can relay this to Liam because I know you can't get in game chat. Fucking Dean, you need to be thanking Little Leech. So that's 3 in at the moment. If you're in game chat, just speak so I can hear you. So I've got Dean, DJ Phil, and Little Leech at the minute. Fucking Little Leech gonna miss Love Island at this rate. Fucking hell. Oh, what a guy. What a guy. Fucking hell. Yeah. Strange. Disconnection. Right. Who else is in this game lobby? Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, your car just didn't move when the lights went out. Everybody in. Come on. Come on. Welshie there. I think I've just seen Welshie's pop up. What's he put thumbs up to? What has he put? Oh, I don't know where he's put thumbs up. Where am I looking? Yeah, where? Oh, to you. Oh. Who's that in? Welshie's now in. Right. Oh, Bryn's managed to get in. Ooh. Right. So it's going to be rolling start. We've got an extra lap to go. So you can have one extra lap, get in the grid position you was in. Yeah. Dan, do you want to message JM Grill for me? So get in the grid just message JM Grill for me. So get in the grid position that you was in. So an extra. Yep, so you've got an extra. So basically, when it goes, you don't need to blast off. It'll be JM Grill on pole, Lucas Roth second, Ukbar third, Holty fourth, Stealth fifth. Welshie fifth, Phil sixth, Stealth seventh, Little Leach eighth, Leon Fernie 10th, Bozzy 9th, Shane 11th, Bozzy Boy 9th, Leon 10th, Bryn 12th, Dean 13th. Okay. Lead car goes at the start line. So, yeah. All right. Hopefully. Oh, Brent's just left, so he might not be coming back. I don't know if Holty's heard. I don't know if he can change his colour because of his wheel being broke. Right, everybody back into your parties or whatever, and best luck. Right, hopefully people got that.
I've messed JM Grill, so I said you have an extra formation lap, roll around, and you will start the race. Once you come to the line, you're on pole. Got it, bud? Question mark. You go at the start line, and he hasn't responded, so I'm guessing he knows.
Hopefully.
You got the date wrong as well.
12 for the 7th. It's a day wrong. I'm not really bothered.
Fair.
It's a day wrong.
I'm guessing Bryn's alright. It's just...
I don't know. He joined back there. I don't know if everything's sorted or what.
Don't know. Weird one.
Hopefully everything's okay.
I'm sure it is. It's just a set of gloves on fire, probably.
Yeah, I know she's got a lot of shit in that kitchen now at the minute.
She's got what?
A lot of washing and stuff in that kitchen at the minute. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen. So apologies for the delay. We have told the drivers we still don't have Bryn, so hopefully everything is all right there. Dean's back in and everybody is ready to go. This will be the last chance of a restart, so if anything happens again, it may be down to the stewards, and if the same thing happens to Little Leach again, he'll score last place points, and so on and so forth. But
He shouldn't get disqualified this time
hopefully.
because he's at the front.
Yeah, hopefully. But drivers will have to do one extra lap to do a formation lap and then get themselves into position. So as it stands, with no Bryn, the drivers should line up like this. JM Grill, then Holty, followed by... Sorry, JM Grill, then Lucas Roth, Ukbar, Holty, Welshie. P6 will be DJ Phil, P7 Stealth Sloth, P8 will be Little Leach, P9 will be that Bozzy Boy, P10 will be Leon Fernie, P11 Shane, and P12 will now be Dean Wasocki instead of P13. So that is hopefully the way to go. Oh, well, what a dramatic start to race 2. Daytona never disappoints.
Definitely so, and we still got the weather forecast as well. There should be rain lurking around again, but it is going to be this man on pole position. I have sent him a message. Also, JM Girl being French, I hope he's understand what I've written as we get underway here. Hopefully no one's been disqualified. So away we go. They're going to have to take it easy as they cross the start finish line, but it will be JM Girl who will take pole position here.
Yes. Nobody will need to race each other here. And as you can see, everybody going a bit slow just while they get into their position at the moment. There is the Teletubby boys driving out front. So I hope Keegs notices what to do. Anyone want a touring car picture? Took a load today at Snetterton. I think we're all right at the moment, Jamie. Either way, thank you though, nonetheless. But hopefully then everybody gets into place. So then I will go through that grid order once again. It should be JM Grill from Lucas Roth, which at the minute it now is. Then next up should be Ukbar, P4. Should be Ukbar. So Ukbar needs to get his skates on and get up to P4 here. As Nari goes, and the rest of the pack slow down. Shane needs to slow down a long way because he's currently 7th. Needs to be down in 11th place. Ukbar now needs to get past the 2 Lamborghinis.
Taking his time, taking his time.
Yeah, nice and steady, nice and steady. So Ukbar P4, at P3 should Ukbar be. And then Holty P4. Holty goes wide. Go on Ukbar up the inside. Make a late lunge. Sutty would have sent it. Ukbar now slots into P3. Holty P4. P5 should be Welshie. P6 is DJ Phil. P7 is Stealth Sloth. P8 is Little Leach. P9 is that Buzzy Boy. P10 is Leon Fernie. P11 is Shane. P12 Dean. So they are in position. If people are wondering why that Buzzy Boy is in the wrong livery, because of his steering wheel broken, half his buttons don't work, which means that he cannot change the livery of his car. I think Dean needs to buy Little Each a pint next time they see each other, because he's got a second chance here.
He has indeed, and JM Grill will now know that the order is complete. He can keep a nice steady pace. He doesn't have to go too slow nor too fast, but he will have to go at the start finish line. No one can cross until they get to the start finish line. So it's who's going to get the best of the restarts, and this is another challenge for these boys.
Yeah.
They're going to have to prepare their tyres on their own.
Yeah, they are. Tyre preparation is going to be key here, and you can see Dean in the back just weaving a little bit, as is Welshie and Holty. Leon Fernie and Shane keeping the temperatures in their tyres, and Dan, they're going to be on the dry tyres, so it's who's gone soft or who's gone hard. If they're on the hard tyres, there's a lot of drivers that aren't preparing them tyres very well. You'd imagine the tyre preparation would be even more. If you're on the softs, then you don't need to do as much tyre preparation here. Lucas Roth is very eager to get this race underway.
He is indeed, but I think that might actually hinder him than actually help him. He's that close to the back of JM Grill that if he just hits the back of him, he will get a penalty going into turn 1.
Look at these guys.
First time they probably had to do this in a very long time, but it is going to be JM Grill who
you know
will
what this
start
looks like?
This race.
It's like a NASCAR start with a 3 or 4 wide coming to the line.
Yeah.
Very NASCAR-esque here at Daytona as they are coming to the line, and JM Grill will not go until the line. So you'd imagine if you're Dean Wysocki, you're going to be having the best pace into turn 1 as they come to the line now. Not yet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's green and go, and Holty has wasted little time to get past Ukbar. So is Stealth Sloth, and DJ Phil also dropping back in the background, and Lucas Roth did not get JM Grill at the start. Now then, the drivers are underway. They've had to do their own manual start here, and how has everybody got through turn 1? Somebody's in the pit lane. Somebody's in there. Is it Stealth Sloth? It is. What has he done? What a start. What a start. Dean Wysocki's had a mistake at turn 1. Stealth Sloth's come through the pit lane. Not sure what's happened there, but either way, JM Grill, Lucas Roth, Little Each has got up to 3rd from 8th already.
He has indeed. Now watch out for Leon Fernie here. He's right on the back of DJ Phil. Dean already started last.
Oh, Liam!
Ukbar and Liam there coming together. I think Ukbar might have just dropped it on his own, and Liam, wrong place at that time, and DJ Phil's at a moment.
Yeah, and that is also Holty as well, who's at a moment. I think Holty was losing it just before we saw DJ Phil go round, but JM Grill, Lucas Roth, Little Each up to 3rd now. Dean's not lost as much time as he thought because he's now on the back of Holty and Ukbar, and everybody coming onto the oval. Leon Fernie already up into P5, Dan. Great start for him in this one. Liam down to 8th. Dean's got past Holty for 11th place. Ukbar down in 12th, as here is Dean and Holty coming onto the banking, but this man leads away on the first flying lap, about to end the first flying lap. He's already dropped Lucas Roth.
He has already dropped Lucas Roth. All that pushing and shoving from Lucas Roth, and he's not been able to stick with the Frenchman, and away goes JM Grill into the lead of this race.
And look at the pace from him, 58 seconds quicker than his previous lap time. We should see lap times in the 1:40 here in the dry. What tyres have people gone? We're expecting the rain to come back in this second race, as Shane's already up into P6. We say good evening, a very good evening to Mao Damo. Domo, who's always in the chat. Ukbar then down in 9th place. He's surely going to lose out to Holty and Dean Wysocki. They've both got past DJ Phil. Holty's got back past Dean. Stealth Sloth looks to go defensive. Bozzy's going to have to take the higher line over Stealth Sloth. These two had a collision in race 1, and Bozzy now, plenty of room to Stealth underneath. Who's going to be best of the late breakers into turn 1? And Stealth there taps the rear of Bozzy Boy and gives him a second tap on the side of the car. And a day late, dollar short there, it looked like, from Stealth Sloth.
Yeah, I think so. Liam is not...
Holty's round!
That one. Holty's had another moment again. He's not loving Daytona whatsoever. So he is not having the best of runs here. Shane now onto the back of Leon Fernie, but JM Grill out in front has given himself a lovely gap for 2 seconds. Little Leach now in third. Welshie up into 4th place. He's got a little bit of pressure from Leon Fernie, who's starting to bring him down. But Shane is the man on the move. He's currently in 6th place. Liam, after that contact with Stealth Sloth, has managed to stay in 7th place, so he hasn't lost too much from that. Ukbar got caught up with that, with also Demon Slocky having a moment. DJ Phil in 10th, with Holty in 11th, and Stealth Sloth bringing up the rear.
Dean Ukbar and DJ Phil have gained 2 places from Holty and Stealth Sloth dropping it then, so that is beneficial for them. But this man Shane on a mission. He passed Leon Fernie earlier on, but in these dry conditions, before the rain comes, you have to say these Mercedes-Benz car will be favoured, as Dean's lost out to Ukbar. Must have made a mistake coming onto the oval, because he had a huge wiggle as Dan went on board.
He was already behind him. He just had a wiggle on exit. And Leon Fernie, look at this. It went from Shane, before they got to the banking, Shane was in the window of trying to catch Leon Fernie. As soon as he come to the end of the banking, I have a little triangle with an exclamation point telling me when a car was in within a second. When I started that banking, Shane had that symbol. By the end and come to the bus stop, Leon Fernie then had that symbol saying that he was within a second of this man.
And he's now dropped Shane. He's some 2-3 seconds ahead of Shane. This man's 3 seconds ahead of Lucas Roth, who's lapping a bit slower than JM Grill. But look at the Mercedes-Benz power. Look at the lap times coming in. 47 from an Audi, 48, and a 47 from the Mercedes. Shane in the 49s in the dry. The Mercedes dominance once again showing its worth. Liam's that time there, not that great after contact with Stealth Sloth early on. Dean Wasocki now ahead of, in fact, he's behind DJ Phil. Ukbar's already in the pit, so that is 2 laps early then for Ukbar, because that's only the end of lap 2 in the actual race.
Yeah, so Ukbar obviously in the pits, but guarantee all these guys will have to come again eventually, because if that wet weather starts to come...
Dean!
Is that the wet weather?
It is, so it's come early, Dan.
It has come relatively early, so Welshie now starting to get a bit of pressure from Leon Fernie now. So the rain is here. Now, Little Leach said he was going to do something crazy. He said he was going to start on the wet tyre.
Running at that pace. I'd argue.
Slower, I think.
Yeah, but is that slower than the Mercedes? Is that just the Audi? Or is that the Audi on wet tyres? I'm not too sure. I'm not convinced Little Leach is on the wets. But it is only lap 3 of the actual race, let's not forget, so he could be.
As Ukbar is into the pits and he's got no lights. There they are, they're back on, so good lad, he's got them back on. As DJ Phil now is on the back of Holty and the rain is here. What do these guys do? Do they pit early? Because...
Well, arguably, the pit window goes out the window, doesn't it, for a change of conditions in the Pro-Am? So they can come in early. Who will make that first call? The track not getting wet yet. Yes.
Ukbar make that call.
Well, we'll have to keep our eyes on that, because pit window is out the window. Don't forget, pit window will now technically be lap 5 on screen, so they can pit from the end of this lap now. But if it is raining, the drivers, if they pit for wets, I mean, Ukbar had a pretty... Where is he? He's quite a way behind. Liam's in straight away. Oh, slow that down. He's got it done. So I'm going to mark Ukbar down as pitted at the end of lap 3. Liam's pitted, end of lap 2. Liam's pitted at the end of lap 3. As is Stealth Sloth.
In this stage right now, what you would probably do is put your less experienced driver into the pits now, while it's still light rain at the minute, so that they're able to get onto the wet tyre and they're able to adapt to whatever condition comes their way. Little Each, once again, still at 47-2.
The only team to not pit this lap, bearing in mind the 2 drivers on the grid, because Little Each and Shane now have 3 pit stops technically, was the Teletubby Motorsport cars, and that is it. The only team to not pit for the wet tyre. Liam's had a good stop. Dean and Stealth Sloth still in the pit lane then.
That was a very quick stop for Liam. Maybe he hasn't put wets on.
Possibly so. Dean's jumped Stealth Sloth there, I do believe.
I think Liam, did he just cross the...
I'm not too sure. I am going to look on the stream and I will let you know, but I didn't quite see if he did or not. But has Liam put the wets on? We'll find out, because is the track... Just go on board Liam a second here while I just take a look. Because is that track getting greasy? Liam...
Oh, he's gone deep.
Oh, it's close. It's close to cutting the pit exit line. I think you may need to take a look. It is, Dan. You look on board there. The track is getting shinier. So early days, it is getting wetter. And JM Grill stays out. Little Leach is in.
Lucas Roth has had a moment. They're all coming in now. Little Leach is in.
So Little Leach is in actually on the pit window, as is what looks to be Lucas Roth. So this is the pit window technically for these guys. So Lucas Roth as well is in. So Little Leach didn't then put the wet tyres on, otherwise he'd have kept going.
Yeah, he would have indeed, unless he's only just stopped and get going again. They're all in here. You can see Shane's in as well. Little Leach ain't got no rear wheel.
What?
On my screen, he looked like he had no rear wheel.
Oh, is that why he's spanning the pit lane? So, oh, I hope he's got all the wheels then, but he's had a moment in the pit lane. That could allow other drivers to catch him. Welshie as well came into the pits there. So everybody's pitted at the end of lap 4, bar JM Grill. DJ Phil as well has come into the pit lane now. What about Holty? Is Holty pitted? No, Holty can't pit because Lucas Roth's in the pits. That is why Holty is so slow. Because he's had to wait for Lucas Roth. Liam's got past him. This could work out brilliantly for Liam and Dean. In fact, no, it won't work out for Dean because Dean is nowhere. Ukbar, did he not pit for the wets because he's off at the bus stop?
No, I don't think he has. I think he came in a pit too early there. And he's gone off.
Everybody's now pitted bar JM Grill. Lucas Roth is second. That Bozzy Boy sixth. Right behind a flash of thunder there. You're seeing the thunder even more here. Bozzy up the inside of a struggling Leon Fernie to get the power down out the corner there. And Bozzy Boy, the pitting lap early for Bozzy. What a tactic. What a strategy. Because look, his teammate struggling big time here.
He is indeed. He's managed to get back on track though, but he's going to lose a lot of places. The early man still yet to pit. And JM Grill is going to be kicking himself, wishing that he came in sooner than that.
He is indeed, as Bozzy Boy tries to go up the inside of Welshie, and that is Lucas Roth, who's bounced off the wall there, and a huge moment for Lucas Roth. And I'll tell you what, Liam and Welshie there was proper elbows out, door rubbing and banging together there. Bozzy Boy is on a mission. JM Grill is only just coming to the pit lane. He's lost 2 seconds, 3 seconds to Little Leach, 4 seconds now. He's not even in the pits. He's just got in, and he's lost some 4 seconds to Little Leach over coming into the pits. He has lost a lot of time, and with a tyre change, you imagine Little Leach and Bozzy Boy will get past him here.
Possibly so. As Leon Fernie looked to the inside of Welshie there into the bus stop, a little bit optimistic there as Shane has got past Lucas Roth there. So keep an eye out for this man again. He could possibly come in for a quick drive towards the end of this race. So keep an eye on him. He was very quick in the wet, and it's all about consistency. And Little Leach is back.
Right,
in the lead.
JM Grill, he's just pulled away. I heard the engine roar, and away he goes now. What is it?
The wet's gone on.
Well, this is the question, but let's not forget it was a 26-second gap to Little Leach, and Little Leach is a good 5 or 6 seconds up the road. We've lost Lucas Roth.
So is that a disconnection or a retires? Oh, that Bozzy Boy goes off there. He's just hanged it together.
So Lucas Ross, championship has gone from bad to worse as it has for Teletubby Motorsport. And this man, he pitted 2 laps after that Bozzy Boy. He's behind him. He pitted a lap after Little Leach and Welchie. He's behind them. So his strategy tonight has not worked. 2 pole positions, led both races. It has not gone out this man's way. He is the bridesmaid, never the bride. And once again, Dan, a strategy hasn't played out. But Bozzy Boy, 10 seconds off the back of Little Leach. Little Leach is some 11 seconds. JM Grill had a 38-second pit stop there.
Yeah, so definitely, he's definitely put the wets on now. But now, what can he do with this situation? He has got a quicker car in a straight line, but the Lamborghini will be better in the middle sector. Yeah. As Leon Fernie, look at him, get right on the back of JM Grill. And keep an eye out for Shane as well. He'll be looking quick also. But once again, the man who's been in pro before and has had multiple championships.
Who's that? Someone's off. I think that's Ukbar, Dan. Off at the bus stop chicane, and hopefully he stays out of Little Leach's way. I think he has done. He's got no rear wing, so Ukbar having a terrible second race as Little Leach then goes through, and on his way to going once again is Little Leach as that Bozzy Boy has good save.
I don't think it's a good set. I think his setup is genuinely that loose. He's always seems to be sliding, and it just doesn't look very comfortable in that car at this minute.
Well, fair enough to him then.
I don't know if Jamie's in the party with Geeks. Maybe he is. Maybe he could tell us if he's actually retired. There's Ukbar down on the infield there. He's come to a stop.
Yeah, James Grill.
James Grill around the outside.
On the high side of Welshie, looking down into turn one, Shane's got past Leon Fernie behind. Ukbar gets into the pits, and Welshie just manages to hang on. And James Grill too deep on the brakes, and taps the rear of Welshie. A little naughty there from James Grill. Should have waited till Welshie was cleared, but behind these two, Shane has just lost out to Leon Fernie once again.
I just don't think that was James Grill just trying to get back on track. He was just struggling for grip. It was just like Welshie went deep.
Oh, he's gone round.
James Grill, he's gone round.
He's touched the grass on the outside, and these two are battling. These two are trying to keep with each other, side by side once again. And where's Leon Fernie gone? He appears now, and coming up to where Fury overtook you round the outside. Is Shane going to do the same to Leon Fernie? He's going to have a good go, you know. He's going to try and keep that nose up the inside for the next corner. Launches one on the brakes. Shane is so much more better on the brakes than the Mercedes. Leon gives him plenty of room. Shane's not going to want to be there if the puddles have started to form. Shane, does he have the better traction? He does, and can pull across and stay away from them puddles. So great driving from these two.
Yeah, definitely so. And they've learned their puddles now. They should know where the puddles are going to form. And Little Leach is gone. He is gone into the distance. So, I thought Jamie was in the party, but... Whoa,
he's gone! He's spun! He's gone now, but he's gone round. He's had a big spin, and this is going to allow this man to catch up no end here. 11 seconds going into the bus stop.
We can see him as well. We can see him. It's off as well. So,
look at how steady he's got to take it. Oh, and a slide. Must have clipped a puddle. Well... Hello, this man's on for a podium as well, because so far Bozzy Boy and Welchie didn't have a spin this lap. Shane has pulled away from Leon Fernie, and we've lost Ukbar as well.
Lucas and Ukbar both
quali bans for next week.
Possibly so.
And that would be Ukbar's third retirement of the season. So which would lose him 25 championship points, unless he can prove otherwise. That would lose him 25 championship points here, Dan. That is not the way he'd want it to go. And as Leon Fernie, the extra speed of the Mercedes, tries to go around the outside of Shane, clips the outside wall, and does he let Shane through? He does, and lets James Grill through as well, as he lost the momentum into turn one.
He did, as well as Smithy is coaching him right now. As coaching Lil Leach, say, calm down, Lil Leach, don't throw it away, keep it steady. He's really trying to coach Lil Leach right now in the glorious view of Newquay and Cornwall. And yeah, I said you could borrow the wheel, Smithy, but I didn't really want to use in my account. So,
well. What this means with no Bryn is Dean can catch Welshie. With no Bryn, Dean can catch Bryn. He can catch Ukbar as well. Points for Welshie and Holty to catch Ukbar. And Ukbar's kind of out of this championship fight. You'd imagine now he's retired from this race. Little Leach currently leading, and he's gapped Liam as well. As look at how... I love that overhead shot. Really do. I think it's one of the best camera angles on this game.
See, I don't like it. I think it's horrible. Can't see much of the cars in that section, but either way, Little Leach, can he make his way through at the bus stop this time? He's a lot more steady.
More cautious, yeah. He's gone! He's gone! And Bozzy's got the run. Now where's Welshie? Because Bozzy now leads. They've all pitted, so it's a race to the end. And Welshie, you'd imagine, would get past Little Leach, who's only just now getting back up to speed. But Welshie has so much. There's a flash of the lights. Move out of the way. Because I'm a coming through, just with a more thicker Scottish accent.
So now it's Bozzy Boys to lose at the minute.
Indeed it is. Welshie ahead of Little Leach, Shane ahead of JM Grill, Leon Fernie 16 with Socky. He's some 15, 16 seconds off the back of his teammate. He's 9 seconds ahead of DJ Phil. JM Grill's now going to look around the outside of Shane and thinks better of that one, as Shane nearly outbrakes himself, but clearly has learnt from the wet weather that there's puddles form at turn one, and maybe it wants to think that I'll just go a bit deeper and avoid them puddles that haven't yet formed. Let's stay on board James Grill a second. Let's see if the puddles are forming, as he has a look at Shane now and still can't get through. Little Leach Welshie.
This is still anyone's race to win here as well. She's going to lose a Little Leach. Little Leach goes around the outside. Little Leach goes off.
Yeah, manages to hold it off the track on the grass. Well, she did everything right as JM Grill's now had a spin. And there's Leon Fernie, who was so close to the back. And let's see, is there puddles on that right-hand side of the track? They're starting to form, but they're not quite there yet. You'd imagine Welshie on the oval, Dan, should pull away in that Lamborghini.
He should do, but is he though? Has he put so much downforce on that car
Possibly,
to keep grip on the track? And we know the Lamborghini doesn't carry a lot of downforce on the front. And Smithy, I don't own a surfboard, sadly.
You look at that, and it looks like Welshie is slowly gapping him. No, Little Each now started to come back. Is it? It's ebbing and flowing on that timing screen. No, it's just down and up and down and up. And Little Each didn't really gain anything there. But this man, while them two are squabbling, he's had a moment. He's had a moment out the bus stop. He's lost about 2 seconds, a second and a half there to Welshie. So, yes, this man, look at this man, right on the back of Little Each now.
He's one of the fastest guys on track. Jim Grill and that Bozzy Boy were fastest on track, but slowly behind them was Shane as well. He was only half a second. Bozzy Boy must have made a mistake of 56.2. Welshie coming to the water line now. Has he gone a bit quicker? No, 57.4 is getting wetter, but Shane, again, 55s, he's there. Oh, as he gets onto the back of Little Each, gives him a little nudge.
Little love tap there, but yeah, dude, that's hard racing, you know, he's going to push him out of the way. He was at a flash of the lights here from Shane. He's really getting into this. This man leads the race from Welshie, from Little Each, from Shane. Leon Fernie, JM Grill, Dean Wasocki, who is 17 seconds behind JM Grill, from DJ Phillies 12 seconds, and then it's Stelfsloff and Alti. Stelfsloff not having the second race as he did the first, and the votes serve the poll. 9 votes at the minute. That will end now. 33% Little Each, 33% Lucas Roth. Driver of the Day poll will be going up soon for you, the fans, to vote on Driver of the Day. And there's a couple that spring to mind tonight.
Yeah, definitely so. As Welshie currently just trying to keep himself cool, calm and collected. And I think Welshie, in these conditions, has a very good opportunity here. And we know what Bozzy can do, but can that Mercedes keep it consistent? That's the question. Yeah,
that is the question. And he's gapped these two again. Whatever Little Each is sat behind Welshie here battling, he's losing out more time to Bozzy Boy here. As Shane, the only man in the 55s. In fact, Dean Wasocki was the quickest man out there last time around. So Dean Wasocki in the 54s, really doing some good lap times here. As they break into the bus stop chicane. And Little Each seemed to take a tighter line there, which has compromised him. And round he goes. Kind of a half spin, and Shane says, well, all right then, if you don't mind, I'll have that place back. And P3 for Shane. Back-to-back podiums at the minute for this man.
It is indeed. Jem Grill is back on the rear of Leon Fernie. Can he find a way past him? Oh, they both made a mistake through there, nearly coming together there.
They did. Leo Fernie had a bit of a wiggle. Jem Grill had a bit of a wiggle, but managed to correct his before and nearly ended up in the back of Leo Fernie as he was correcting his wiggle. Shane now hunting down Welshie at this moment in time. This man's gone out front and can now be just that little bit more patient out front, can that Bozzy Boy. 7 seconds the gap, 54.2. So back in the 54s. Shane, though, took nearly a... if I know, it was actually 2 tenths slower last lap than Welshie. So Shane trying to get on the back of that Lamborghini, and Welshie here. Welshie seems to be a race 2 podium specialist, because he's had more race 2 podiums this season than I don't know what. As JM Grill made a mistake at turn 1 and Leo Fernie gets back through for P5.
I think JM Grill was wishing that there was no rain here at all now, because he seems to have the pace in the drive, but in the wet he's just really struggling. He can't keep it consistent here.
No, he cannot at all. And Liam, the quickest man last time around, Holty, some 6 seconds quicker than Stelfsloff, and he's only about 6 seconds behind him on track now as Shane gets a little closer there under braking. That Audi seems to be a lot better on the brakes than the other cars tonight.
Yeah, definitely so. The Mercedes obviously always struggles on its brakes, but Little Each trying to get onto the back of these guys. JM Grill and Leon Fernie are still going at it.
Oh, JM Grill, I think he hit the puddle.
And he manages about that puddle every single time.
And he manages to not put it on the inside tyre wall or the outside tyre wall or the back of Leon Fernie then. As Shane, once again, just seems now that he's getting within that second mark a little bit quicker on Welshie, who has a bit of a mistake through the bus stop, bit of a slower exit, and Shane looks like he's got a great run, and now in the slipstream of Welshie in front of him, has a great chance to steal a P2 here, Dan. Really gaining on Welshie in that slipstream, but Welshie's Lamborghini getting up to speed will start to match out of the Audi. 2 tenths, just over 2 tenths, just under 2 tenths now. And Shane's coming, not in the slipstream anymore. Clearly wanting that clear track but not the spray. And once again now, looking up the inside, is he going to be later on the brakes than Welshie? No, about the same time. And they both go a little bit wide into turn 1. Then Puddles on the inside of turn 1 outforming, and Welshie a lot slower than Shane through turn 1 there, Dan. Shane is looking racy tonight.
Yeah, I think Shane's just taking
hello!
Outside. He's going for the outside of turn 3. Welshie's going to push him wide. They go side by side. Brilliant racing here. If you're going to get it done, not quite. I reckon Shane could have got that done. He should have kept it pinned.
I reckon Shane doesn't realise that the outside, the track limits there is actually the curb beyond the white line. I think he was trying to stay within track limits there, Dan.
He's got it. He would have had him around the outside.
Yeah,
Welshie, very respectful driving and gave him the space. He did push him wide, which he's entitled to do so. But Shane, he's got the pace here. He's got the consistency. If he clears Welshie, I reckon he can catch Bozzy.
I tell you now, Dan, next season, this man is one to watch. One to watch.
Yeah, definitely so.
A full season, definitely one to watch, I think Shane is. As JM Grill has made yet another mistake, and round he goes. Great little pirouette there. Peaceful will be proud of that one. Holty's had a spin. Stealth Sloth's had a moment near Holty, and was that a flash of the lights from Holty to say, "Oi mate, what are you doing?" As Bryn has just pulled up on my driveway, so hopefully all is well. Either way though, Shane up into P3 on the back of Welshie into the bus stop chicane. Look at the line he takes, and Shane, look at the throttle control on the speedo. So patient is Shane. Away he goes now, and really hunting down after that Lamborghini. He has made a mistake. The gap's down to 4 seconds, and he's slow. Oh, Dan, we said it, race 1. Could Shane win his first ever race?
He could possibly do so. Could Welshie get
Welshie.
back on? He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to do that. Welshie could get back on the top step as well. And also Little Leach could gain more points as well. So it's all still to play for. These two still squabbling as well. But this is what I mean. Liam has to be consistent, and he's made another mistake. This is allowing him to catch up again.
And look at second, third, and 4th place. 55, 55, 55. All within the same pace. Dean Wasoki's even running the same pace. In fact, Dean got past JM Grill there after JM Grill had a spin. So Dean's back up to 6th place. JM Grill's had another moment now coming out the bus stop chicane. So that's P7 and is losing even more ground to Dean Wasoki in this one. But Welshie, under immense pressure from this man, who is getting stronger and stronger every lap he does, right behind Welshie on the infield part of the track. And this is where that Audi on the brakes is going to be stronger than the Lamborghini, and it's really going to be beneficial. Just takes too much curb, gets on a puddle, and manages to hold it now. This is where Welshie can start to stretch his legs.
It is indeed, as Shane just runs a little bit wide. I think that's muted his mic. So anyway, as Welshie now just tried everything he possibly can to stay ahead of Shane. They avoid the puddle, and Welshie goes a little bit deep. This is going to allow Shane to get a better drive out the corner, but Bozzy needs to be clean here.
Bozzy needs to be clean at the bus stop chicane, and one thing this is going to do is this is going to allow this man one more chance at that bus stop chicane. JM Grill in once again, so his race and his evening has gone to absolute pot, as it's ruined race 1 and a ruined race 2. Shane now needs to get back onto the back of Welshie. Stealth Sloth has lost out to Holty there, but these two should catch JM Grill, as DJ Phil will get past for that P7. Dean made a mistake last time. He was, though, 3 seconds quicker than his teammate, who made another mistake, and Welshie's round, and Shane now into second place, and he's now going to hunt down the Mercedes of that Bozzy boy. Little Leach also gets past Welshie. Did he have a moment there? Did he touch the outside wall?
Yeah, I think he did.
He's very slow, and I wonder if he's touched the outside wall. Welshie's not even got going. Lost a lot of time here.
Yes, indeed, as that Bozzy boy is now trying to lap Stealth Sloth, but he doesn't have to get out of the way. And once again, that Bozzy boy and Stealth Sloth has come together, and I think that Bozzy boy just chopping the nose off.
Yeah, I think he tried to turn in on Stealth Sloth, but that, Dan, puts Shane now right on the back of that Bozzy boy, and he is right there ready to go, ready to mingle, and Bozzy just keeps making a mistake or two. Once again, Stealth Sloth and Liam have made contact 3 times in this race.
They have indeed. So we now come towards the back end of this race. There's probably only like 3 or 4 laps left, and Shane could possibly on his way to a first win. Don't touch that curb, Shane. Stay away from the curb. You do not want to get near it, as Bozzy boy is struggling to clear the traffic. He can't get through it. That's allowing Shane to get onto the back of it is also going to help Little Leach and Welshie also try and start working their way through. As Little Leach just does not have the pace. Shane is there. He is within a second.
Stoke Sloth went wide, then coming onto the oval, and now Shane is right on the back of Bozzy Boy within that second margin. He's going to lose out here because that Mercedes grunt will pull it around the oval, but he's never won a race here. He's never been on pole. We're on lap 15 of 18 due to the extended race. Shane has a chance at the bus stop here to put the pressure on Bozzy. Give him a flash, Shane. Let him know you're there, because he's coming and coming and coming, and Bozzy Boy's struggling in this race the longer it goes on. Through the bus stop, Bozzy's just got to nail it. Not too bad at the minute. Lit it up. Oh, wiggle. And Shane now. Has he gone? Oh, no, Shane. Stealth Sloth went there as well, and Little Leach has gone.
They're all dropping it left, right, and centre into the chicane. But Little Leach has missed an opportunity to catch on Shane there. Welshie will now come to the bus stop. We might as well call it the swimming pool, because there's just a river going along the road through there. Little Leach now back on track.
Leon Fernie struggling massively here because Dean Wasoki's gained on the back of him. That is for 5th place as well. The teammates, they're getting quicker. My Mate team could swap drivers here, but Bozzy Boy handed an absolute lifeline as Shane misses out.
He does indeed, and Leon Fernie's got deep, he spun it, and Dean, they just come together there. Leon Fernie just dropped it, Dean was just in the wrong place at the wrong time there. So it's still that Bozzy Boy. He's been given a massive lifeline here, a massive one. As Shane, luckily with no damage, has managed to get away with that one. As Stealth Sloth is back into the pits.
Into the pit lane once again for him, and Shane now needs to get on with this one. 14 seconds the gap, 3 laps to do so, but Bozzy Boy has got a mistake in him. And Dan, I said earlier, the top 4 lap times, 55, 55, 55, 2 minute, 2:11, 2:09, 2:05. Dean Wasoki was the quickest man on track, the only man under 2 minutes last time around. He is flying at the minute because he's the only man not making a mistake so far.
He's the only one who's kept it on track. He's obviously found a setup that seems to be comfortable at the minute. Holty and DJ Phil have had a moment again. So they're having a spin as that Bozzy Boy just needs to do what his uncle's doing and just keep it on track. Shane, I think he's got damage. He's gone off.
Oh, he hasn't. Shane, in this race, he's got himself a little bit of damage. He's had a spin. And Little Leach now up to 3rd. Where's Welshie? He's coming in the background as well. That was also Welshie. Oh, big off into the wall through the puddles. And now that gives Shane yet another lifeline to just keep going and maybe keep a podium. This man could be gifted a win at the end of this.
He will be indeed at this rate. DJ Phil's off again and Holty's right behind him, but they are...
Dan, these conditions seem a lot worse than race 1, if you ask me.
It seems a lot worse as they're all trying to just survive. Dean's gone off. Dean's made a mistake, so he's gone off into that same corner. Everyone else is dropping it. And Little Leach and that Bozzy Boy, Little Leach just dropped it.
You say that, but even he's made a mistake, and Shane's going to come back through for 2nd. You cannot write this script to the minute tonight. Penultimate lap of this race, penultimate lap of the evening. 4 races to go after this, and Bozzy Boy is drifting it through the corners, but Little Leach here dropping it back behind Shane. Welshie nowhere near the back of them. That is a fight for the podium spot. Dean Wasoki now through Leon Fernie, and now he touches the puddle and spins.
I think that puddle was going across the whole the whole circuit there. As there goes Little Leach, he flies past.
Shane's got damage. Shane has got some big damage. He's got struggling in a straight line.
He is indeed, but Little Leach has gone deep.
Little Leach has gone round, and Shane now goes back into 2nd. Oh my days, you can't script this stuff at this moment in time.
It's all about who can stay on track at this minute, and at the minute, it's that Bozzy Boy is the only one who's managing to stay on track.
It is indeed, as Dean then within a couple of seconds of Leon Fernie, but they're both within a couple of seconds of Welshie. So what has happened to Welshie was on for the podium. He's now lost out massively here. He's got Leon Fernie and Dean Wasoki right close to him, and any mistake from these 3 will give the other the opportunity. Smithy saying, come on Little Leach 2nd until you get to the swimming pool. Track is like an ocean, says PN Motorsport. Race 2, a lot worse than race 1 at the minute. Smithy says that Little Leach is awful. He might fly past Shane here, but he's got to make sure he keeps it on track. Shane has got some damage, losing it, so does Little Leach. Damn, these puddles are getting a lot worse as Little Leach taps the rear on the tyre wall, and Shane can swim off into the distance.
He can indeed, and like I said, this man has just been gifted the win at this stage. All these guys are too busy dropping it.
Well, we've lost. Who have we just lost there? That is Stealth Sloth. So no points again there for Stolfsloff after a great race 1, nothing in race 2. He's retired into the pit. So again, that could be another retirement for him. That'll be his first of the season. So at the minute, 3 drivers will be on a qualifying ban for Oscherslauben next week. This man gaining on the back of DJ Phil Green. This man's gaining on the back of Welshie. And Dean Wysoki's made a mistake because he's no longer near this pair.
He's right out about there. He looks like he's possibly got a little bit of... I know, he looks all right. Little Leach is off again. Little Leach is off again. And Welshie's there. And
He is there. Yeah, and Leon Fernie's there as well.
Let's just go on board with Dean and just see how bad the chicane is. Into it, it's fine. It's this river here that they all seem to be making a mistake on, which is their turning point. They want to hit the puddle straight, and Dean there just negotiating it very well, as that Bozzy Boy is just like into the far end of the circuit where everyone else is still struggling in the puddles.
And that was well held by Dean through there. Poll's gone up for driver of the day at this moment in time. We're down to 9 drivers, but what an evening it's been here at Daytona. We've had rain. Bozzy's made a mistake, but no point getting excited about that one. It's going to take a catastrophic effort. Shane's made a mistake. This one we can get a bit more excited about, because this could allow Little Leach, Welshie, Leon Fernie, maybe even Dean Wysoki to catch up here. This podium, Dan, is not finished yet.
It's not indeed. That's where the interest is at the minute. Driver of the day votes are out at the minute, so get your votes in on who you think your driver of the day is. For that Bozzy Boy coming into the final chicane now, and he looks like he's on his way to a race win here.
Not won a race this season. Could have obviously won the first one at Sakito. Very hard to get through the bus stop. But this man has done the best job out of them all in this second race, because he's not made the most mistakes. Shane on for a podium, possibly. There is 4 drivers. In fact, stuff that. Dean Wysoki's within 9 seconds as well. There is 5 drivers on for a podium here at the moment. Anybody could take this. I think a few of them are spun though at that hairpin coming onto the oval, because they're getting closer. The times are. That Bozzy Boy is going to slow down and weave across the line. Hurry up and finish. We win to see this battle for second. Shane 4.5 up the road from this man, who's got Welchie within a second, who's got Leon within 3.5, who's got Dean just behind him. They've got to do the bus stop, Dan.
Shane's now coming to the bus stop. Is he going to negotiate? If he does so, he will be home and dry for sure. Into it he goes, nice and safe. It's going to be Welshie and Little Leach through this section. And he just survives it.
And Shane manages to get through. Is that Shane on his way? Look how slow Little Leach is. I think Little Leach has had a spin. I think Welchie's had a spin. Little Leach rejoins. Welchie tries to rejoin. Leon Fernie tries to go through the middle of them. Dean Wysoki somewhere in all of this. JM Grill's had a spin. And he's now Welchie on the podium for third. Let's cut to Shane though, because he's about to get a second place here once again. And a great drive tonight for Shane. Back-to-back podiums for him. And great points for the team as well. Welchie though nicks a podium at the end. Dean not close enough. He must have made a mistake somewhere. Has Welchie got this third? Because here comes Leon Fernie. Mercedes Grunt versus Lamborghini. Who's going to get to the line? I think by the nick of it, it's going to be Welchie at the very end. Leon Fernie, a 4th place. Little Leach down in 5th. Dean Wysoki a set of 6th places, and everybody can take a breath there. What a fantastic race.
Oh, what a dramatic race.
We await fastest lap. I can't even tell you who was 7th. It was DJ Phil, after all of that, came in 7th place. So a fantastic bit of points for him. Little Leach fastest lap, so that'll be an extra point for him nonetheless. Halty comes home in P8, so that'll be some more points for him. JM Grill, after being on pole position, only down in 9th place. Stealth got disqualified, right, so that will not be a retirement against his name then. So that will not also be a qualifying ban, so it will just be Ukbar and Lucas Roth, maybe with a qualifying ban for next week. Dan, get Bozzy Boy Welshie in the chat. Hopefully Shane joins us as well, and the current championship standings will look like this. Get your final votes in for driver of the day. What a epic end to what has been a dramatic night, and it hasn't done there. Thunderstorms predicted tomorrow night for the Pro Series, so make sure you tune us for that one, where Dan Davis and Jamie Brady will be taking you through all the action of the round 19 and 20 of the Pro Series. Overtaking myself and Fury up for the championship. Who will come out on top? And if it's anything like tonight, you better hope and pray you brought your wellies and your brollies. Littleach leads the championship, 74-point gap to JM Grill. The championship can be decided next week. Lucas Roth is down to third. He's 81 points behind. Ukbar is fourth. He is 102 behind. He will pretty much be done next week. Lucas Roth and JM Grill can still slightly hang on in there. Holty P5. Welshie moves up to sixth. Bryn down to seventh. Obviously not making race two. Dean Wasocki up into P8 with Smithy ninth. DJ Phil moves into 10th. Shane goes ahead of Stove Sloth by 5 points. That Buzzy Boy right on the back of Stove Sloth, and Leon Fernie on 12 points. Pick a Mix Motorsport lead the Constructors' Championship by 23 points from Teletubby Motorsport. My Mate Racing up into third ahead of Terminal Velocity Racing, who's got MC Motorsport on the back of them. Super Crash Bros not far out the mix neither in P6 and getting quicker at My Mate P7. Still, every team can win the championship by getting quicker at My Mate. And Dan, who is in the party? Because I've lost track of who is in it at the moment. All three of them. Right. Well then, we'll start with Welshie. Get your final votes in for driver of the day, by the way, on the poll. That will end in a moment's time. Welshie, that was as dramatic as I can remember.
That was horrendous.
Used to the rain up north, though, across the border. Not this kind of rain, though.
No, I think obviously with thunderstorms there, the puddles were just getting a bit out of control, but we're tiptoeing around. Even you seen at the very end, me and Little Leach tried to tiptoe through the bus stop chicane and it was still spun, so there was nothing we could do. It was, and then obviously Leon tiptoed through, and he obviously had a big run on the straight, and I knew he was coming, so it was going to be close right at the very end. That Mercedes powerful. Very
close at the very end. Do you feel tonight, though, that Mercedes has kind of been neutralised with the weather, and it's gave you the opportunity to have this podium because it looked great in the dry?
I don't know. I think it depends on the guy's setups. You know, there were some cars you just felt they were flying past. You know, GM Grill was extremely fast tonight. I know Keegan's was fast, but he had problems. But and even Holtley was up there by a few mistakes, but he was still quick. So yeah, I think it was just pot luck tonight with that thunderstorm for everybody, if I'm honest with you. But there was some good drives up there. Shane did well. So yeah, it was just I think just pot luck tonight for me as well, to be honest with you.
Great result though for yourself, great result for the team. Borstel Slough getting DQ'd in the second race, a fifth and I think it was eighth in race one, a podium in race two. Great result though for the team tonight.
Definitely, obviously want to keep trying to keep pushing up that board as much as we can to stay up the top. But that's it, yeah. It's just about scoring points now and maximising what we can do, you know, going forward. There's not many races left, but heads down and just keep focused.
That's the one. Well done tonight, buddy. We'll let you get back to it. Congratulations on the podium. We've got Shane in as well, and Shane, we didn't hear from you at the mid-session break, but I tell you what a night you've had.
Yeah, hard work. Very hard work.
You look the most comfortable driver out there tonight, it must be said. The Audi looked great on the brakes, and you just looked like you had the measure of people.
Yeah and no. In the second race, I had a lot of damage. I think I had about 5 laps remaining, and I whacked into Stove Slough head on. That put me about 34 damage.
Right.
So from there on, I was struggling like hell. I don't know how I managed to keep second.
Obviously gambled not to take the pit stop then, and it rewarded you in the end.
Oh, very close to, but then I thought, I might as well carry on.
Tonight's conditions, something like you've not had since you've been here, and you've only been here a half a season nearly, and that was probably the trickiest conditions you've had tonight.
Yeah, we had that race in Zolder, but that didn't go well, did it?
Either way, you're ahead now of not only that Bozzy Boy, but Stealth Sloth as well, and you're tied with DJ Phil. So to say you've missed a lot of races through coming in as a late entry, you really are making up for it.
Yeah, going there. Hopefully next season will be a lot better starting from start of season.
Well, we hope so. Best of luck next week as well, buddy, and well done on tonight. You have got the fans' vote for driver of the day.
That's all right.
And we've got that Bozzy Boy in with us as well. And I tell you what, you're probably one of the happiest men on this podium at the moment.
I'm ecstatic. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm absolutely ecstatic. I'm loving it.
You said to me yesterday that Daytona doesn't seem to suit you as a driver, and I replied with, because I checked your results, you actually go well here. It's another night, 1-2, you've gone very well.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of Daytona, because this is the first win all season, and it went second and then a first.
As we went into that one, though, the rain just got worse and worse, and it looked like it was worse than race one. Was that your experience from your point of view?
Nearer to the end, I will agree with it. Yes, the rain was horrendous. The puddles were getting bad, especially where bus stops and vehicles. Especially actually, turn 3 had a bit of a puddle forming as well. But it was all right. Pre-race, I suppose you could say.
Right.
Pre-end, I should say.
Well, we're going to leave it there for you, Bozzy, because I think because you're on your phone, nobody can hear you like at the mid-session break. So we're going to leave it there for you, but well done nonetheless. Dan, final thoughts on what's been a dramatic night and your driver of the day?
Oh my God, what a night of racing. The rain has come. Once again, Daytona produces some hectic racing. Shout out to Bozzy Boy for winning, and also for... I'm not going to give a driver of the day, but he did do a very good job in race 2. The only man to really keep it on circuit. I'm going to give my driver of the day to Shane. 2 solid results here tonight, and he just seems to be getting better and better. It's just going to be at least one more race, I reckon, until he gets that win. Also, Schlaben, I reckon there's a very good chance for that Audi. Obviously, shout out to Welshie as well, obviously, for race 3. I know what it's like being hunted down by a Mercedes. I put his son in a wall after he'd done that. Yeah, it's been a great night's worth of racing. It's really tested these guys, and I have just posted the weather into the Discord
I've just seen.
And the pros are in for an absolute treat. If you enjoyed tonight, make sure you tune in, as me and Jamie will bring you the action here at Daytona once again. And I'll tell you what, it ain't going to look much different to this. So make sure you tune in for that, as the pros will be taking on these weather conditions.
Indeed. So what a night of racing. I'm going to give an honourable mention to Dean Perez, 6th places, good result. Little Each, not a bad night. Leon Fernie, massive shout out for 2 4th places. Great night for him. Welshie as well, great shout out. Again, I'm not going to give my driver of the day to Bozzy Boy because we know what he is capable of on his day. I'm going to give mine to Shane as well. And he's going from strength to strength, and that first win is not far around the corner. JM Grill has to be one of the most unluckiest drivers tonight, but he will bounce back next week. As Dan said earlier, what a dramatic night. He and Jamie Brazy will be back live tomorrow night for the same, if not worse, conditions. Hopefully, touch wood, it brightens up a little bit more over the next 24 hours, but we'll wait and see. I'll be back Sunday night, 7 p.m. BST for the F2s at the Circuit Paul Ricard in France for the next instalment of the F2s. Dan, Jamie, Gary, Forsey, 8 points separating them. Who's going to do what? And then me and Dan Davis will return next week for the penultimate 2 rounds of the season at Oschersleben, back across the pond into Germany. Yes, your favourite, your pick, if I do remember rightly so, for this year. No, it wasn't. No, it was Argent's pick for this year. So we'll be live for that one. Can Bozzy Boy win again? Can Little Each, more importantly, wrap up the driver's title? Because he can do it as early as race 2 next week. 34 points he needs to outscore JM Grill by. And there's 54 points up for grabs. The Constructors' Championship, though, is still anybody's game. Still places to be gained everywhere you look on that grid. Bryn Halty, Welshie, Ukbar battling for the top 4 spot. Dean Wasoki's not far off for that. And then 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th place all up for grabs from Smithy, DJ, Phil, Shane, Stovstoff and Buzzy Boy. But that's all we've got time for tonight. We'll catch you tomorrow night. What an interesting night. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Fuck, man. What a night. Fucking hell, man.
Have you not got a headset in the middle of him?
No, he's on his phone because he snapped it the other week getting Mardy.
That was horrendous.
Is Bryn alright, mate?
Everything alright, Bryn?
Yeah. Is there more bottles in there?
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Yeah, everything seems to be fine. Just the smell and the smoke in there, apparently. All seems to be good, though.
Caught it in time,
Right.
man.
I'm just going to be in... yeah, caught it in time. It's hard. I'm just going to pop to the toilet.
Oh, I want to shoot off.
Yeah, you're missing Love Island, mate.
See, I don't watch that shite.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
It's my 1 minute wank.
Yeah, man. No, I make her watch it, mate.
Don't judge it until you've watched it. Have you watched it?
I'd rather watch Big Brother. And that's saying something.
It's pretty much Big Brother, just them fucking each other. Am I wrong? Like, they're literally just out to fuck one another and they live in a villa. It's pretty much Love Island, just a little bit... sorry, it's pretty much Big Brother, but everyone just wants to fuck everyone. Fucking too hot.
Right, I'm off.
Well done, Shane. Catch you later.
See you in a bit.
See you later, mate. Mate, that bus stop was absolutely horrendous. Every last lap, I think, I spun for the last 6 laps.
Do you know what? Do you know what, Little H? The pros are in for a treat tomorrow.
Yes, they are, mate. Fucking hell.
Have you seen it?
Thunderstorm all night?
Mate, I posted it in the Discord, and race like 8 o'clock is 70% chance thunderstorm. Your brother's gonna be fucking pissed. He's gonna probably message me saying, "Mate, this is bullshit. We can't race this."
Yep.
Hey, if you pro-ams have to do it, they'll have to fucking do it.
Yeah, but some people are certainly questions about who was on the track tonight.
Are you getting the same feelings again, Welshie, about Leon Fernie?
Yep, the guy can't go from a dry track to fucking spinning every place to us on a track like that, where even, like you say, Craig, you're a good driver, you're a fast fucking driver, to he's fucking on the back of every single cunt and he was driving through the pack. Leon's never done that in his fucking life. So if that's the case, then Smokey's fucking doing practice nights on the night before racing on us to then ready himself up for the following night.
I don't think they live together.
The fucking it doesn't make a difference. Like you say, you can log into the PlayStation. All he needs is his account and logs in, and that's it. You know, Leon might go. He might, rather than Leon get kicked out, he might be going, right, wait a minute, give me your details, I'll jump on for you and race for you. But the whole driving style to me is Smokey. It's fucking the late braking and everything. Smokey all day fucking long. There's no fucking way you can go from a dry fucking track, spinning all over the place, getting lapped to us on those conditions and be where he was. Not a fucking chance in hell. I don't care what anybody says.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just got to look at the driving style. You compare him to each race over it goes. He's shite, great, shite, great. It's like, nah, you can't do that. What was it, race 1? Was he no fucking like 3rd for ages or something, or 4th for ages?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but when the fuck has he ever been up there like that? My other feeling the last time was the same situation. You know what I mean? But how do you prove it? The problem is how do you prove it is the problem. You know what I mean? If he logs in as him, unless he gets a win or on that podium, and then theoretically is it Smokey's going to come on, or is it somebody else is going to come in, or is he going to text you and say I can't get on? Yeah, that's the catch. But there's just look at the driving style. Says it on its own.
Liam's been doing my fucking head in all week.
So, Liam. Again, questionable in my opinion as well. The guy goes from spinning all over the place like Dean Masaki last weekend and that tells him 10 seconds ahead up the fucking road.
Did you hear about the spinning across the line last week?
Yeah, he got a penalty for that, was he not?
Yeah, right, he argued it because his wheel's broken.
See that? So 1 minute he's spinning across the line, the next minute he's 10 seconds up the head on a fucking shitty condition
My argument with him is, have you managed to do a 15-lap race then consistently without dropping the car, and then you suddenly drop it on the line?
Yeah. No, points. Simple as that. Fuck him. Because that is the fact, like you say, you can't do all those races and then all of a sudden come with that. And then again, tonight, same situation.
He's been winding me up, because the thing is, he got fucking pissy with me, right? I had an argument with him from like midnight till fucking 1 in the morning about the contact with Little Leach. He said, I don't understand why I've caused a multiple car contact. I was like, well, for one, you hit Little Leach, he went round, you went round, Keegs then has to react to your fuck up, which then concertinas the rest of the pack, which then causes accidents later down the line. So you know what, I'm not going to argue with it. Then obviously I gave him a penalty for spinning across the line, which is a slam dunk penalty. It's just
it's as simple as that. Yeah.
Then he then went in a full blown like, I think you're just out to get me, all this bullshit, and I'm just like, mate, fuck off, man. And then obviously I know for a fact, as Matt has told me multiple times, that he bitches about me behind my back, like says that I'm cocky, all this shit, that I've got something up against him and all this shit. And also he reckons that when he gets a Fanatec he's going to be quicker than me and Matt, right? So he's really fucking pissing me off, and his driving standards is fucking shit. He was like, oh, you shouldn't be giving penalty points like this or so and so forth. I was like, your fucking racing standards need to be sorted first.
This was the guy that first come into this league and didn't have a fucking clue about car racing. I mean, now he thinks he knows everything. But the thing is, that's why when I come off that, and that's why I asked the question there, why is he on his phone? Is he not on his headset? And I actually text Matt when I come into here, is he in your house? Because I noticed he was on the mobile phone. Because I'm like, I know Matt says sometimes he's upstairs, and that's fine, but I want to know, is he racing or is somebody racing as him? And basically, he's using his mobile phone from somewhere else to log in and do it. I mean, I can log in with my fucking mobile phone driving him for work, and nobody would know any difference.
Yeah,
Same situation. How do we know that's not Jamie racing for him?
I don't think they live in the same county. But yeah, again, like you said,
but if he wants to pass his PlayStation, that damage and say, "Going," I mean, Liam might go, "I can't bar Jamie. Can you log in the night and day for us?" And Jamie might go, "I'll do it." But then let's say, just look at the history of the races. In my personal opinion, 1 minute they're spinning all over the fucking place, the next minute to be leading the pack and running away like that. You learn people's driving styles. You learn how they drive. You can see what they're doing.